2, 1. Are we starting? What's up, Pack? We are here for episode number 26, Jamie whispered to me, of the Ask the Pack Leader Show. I'm here with Jamie and Adam. We fired Cassie from last week. She's no longer allowed back on. And
she's still in our hearts.
Back. Yeah. Hope you guys liked having Cassie on last week. We're going to have more guests on throughout the next few weeks and stuff like that, which will be obviously our staff and stuff coming on. And when we do the Pack Leader Experience show, which is coming soon, we're going to start interviewing the Pack leaders from all over the world and stuff. So that's going to be pretty cool to do that. Yesterday was Nico's birthday, so we had
Happy birthday, Nico.
Yeah, we had a little birthday party for him yesterday. He was having a good time. He was outside all day long. There he is. Yep. I need to shave, clearly. I haven't shaved since yesterday to today. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, that was us yesterday. We did a birthday. We sang happy birthday to him. We, let him play basically all day. Yeah, that was good. And then we did that little piñata thing on the right. Cassie decided that we had to hang it. I don't know what the theory was. I'm like, he doesn't have a baseball bat that he's going to hit it with or a stick or anything.
And then she filled it with tennis balls, right?
Yeah, but he was like, what is this thing? So we ended up teaching him how to get it. Yeah, but he was just jumping up and pull a leg off. And then jumping up and pull a face off. Pull the, pull his tail. The first thing he did was go for the tail.
Of course.
I'm like, you should shoot this guy's ass right out from the beginning, dude. But
so
then and then all the carrots came on the floor. He's picking up the carrots. I don't like carrots. And there was tennis balls that were this big in it. It was kind of a last minute thing. We no offense, Nico, but we forgot your birthday. We kind of forgot that it was his birthday. I always thought it was February.
You always thought it was the 3rd.
I thought it was the 5th. I thought it was 4/5/20.
No, it's 4/4/20.
Yeah. Go ahead. Someone make the joke.
I was waiting for some
4/20 joke
for you to do it.
Wow. Yeah, but it was a good time, and I wrote a little post today about him, about how he's been the one who it's been amazing to raise this dude, just a different, teaching me new things. Maddie was the first teacher, and then this guy now has become the one who's I said Maddie passed the torch to him and was all right, now you continue the rehab of this dude. That's the way I really see it. And he's teaching me about myself. He's just another level of patience. It's just a higher level of the patience, higher level of follow through, higher level. He's a different energy too. So it's
completely
the amount of energy he has. He's way more pushy than Maddie was, believe it or not. More determined. Well, Maddie was more determined. I shouldn't say that. He's more yeah, let's prove it to me, for everything that he does, kind of thing, which is awesome because it allows you to step up your game and change. And I talked to the staff too about him. He's pretty pushy, and sometimes the theory is well, he has you as a leader, so that's why he's like that. I'm like, well, or that's what he needs for leadership.
Yeah.
To be listened to, or to follow you as a human. He needs that level. So he teaches me another thing. He's a really, really cool guy, super friendly guy, good with people. I had a few couples. I had my friend and his girlfriend over, and I had my cousin and his girlfriend also. He never met her, and just hey, what's up? Who are you? Right away.
Yeah, he's very friendly.
Yeah, really good with that. But there are listen, he's already, even at his age now, there are certain people who, as social as he is, raised by us, the whole deal, if someone comes in hot and is oh, hey, because I see you on Instagram, Nico, he's what the back up a little bit. Jeez, you come in way too hot. He's I come in hot, but this is another level, you humans,
He does come in hot.
Yeah, but he's good at it, and he still teaches. That's the one thing that Maddie was amazing at, was she was so sensitive to someone coming in incorrect.
Oh, yeah.
So if a person came in and didn't meet her, and they were oh, is that Maddie? She's, and they were terrified.
Everyone ran from her.
Yeah,
oh
my God, this big
Listen, you make the noise now, but it's a different thing when she's in person doing it.
Yeah.
It was deep. You feel it inside of your own body.
Yeah, it's 120 pounds of American Bulldog power that's going ooh, looking right at you. You're fuck.
Yeah.
For us, we knew that she was just saying, I'm unsure about you.
Yeah.
But to most people, they were holy shit, this is aggression. She's going to kill me if I move the wrong way. What's wrong with her? Well, what's wrong with you? This is how you came in. You didn't come in correct.
And she's letting you know.
Yeah. So this guy, the problem with him is he's not the best for that stuff. If you come in and you're hey, what's up, bro? He's what's up? What do you want to do? You want to go play the ball? And we're like, fuck.
Quick note: exactly where you're at with the
Yeah.
mic is perfect.
Right here?
Exactly, yeah, exactly there. And you are actually going to have to get a little bit closer to, like,
The
pull
in-
the
the
mic a little bit closer to you.
The inside
Right
joke on
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
You gotta
Perfect.
get your measurement correct.
Perfect. She was just
They were
like,
breaking my
a little
balls
bit
before
further.
the thing about my mic. I'm like talking over here, and I'm back here at some point. And then I'm like eating the mic at some point.
This
Leave
mic
it-
is not made for you.
Yeah, I know.
Leave a comment if this sounds better now.
Yeah, let me know. Adam's like, you need to be 6 inches away from the mic, and that's why I was saying, okay, I'll just stay like this, measure with a ruler.
And don't you forget it.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was a fun day.
It was fun. Definitely
It was
fun. It was fun to
I
make
was
his little
tired
video.
as hell yesterday. I was really tired. And it was just a long week. And then on the weekends, I get blasted with the
Yeah,
sessions, which
definitely.
I enjoy.
And they're fun.
I kind of like the rapid fire
Yeah.
stuff. Like, what's next? What's next? And I have nothing else to think about but my sessions. And that's
Right.
kind of how I've changed my schedule. I'm still adapting. This is somewhat recent too. I was doing
It's only a
sessions
few
every day,
weeks.
7 days a week for the last years and years and years. And now it's only been a few weeks of me pushing a few more into like the weekend on a Thursday and
Having specific days.
days
the
for certain
sessions.
things. Yeah, like
Yeah.
so now I'm like I get my like weight training workouts in, not on session days because
That's smart.
that was huh?
That's smart.
Yeah, because that was like one where I was like, all right, I'm gonna work out in the morning, and then I would like try to get a good workout in. I crushed myself. And then it's like, okay, so your first session is a German Shepherd with an aggression bite history with humans who da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like ready to like pass out from being exhausted from the workout. So now I do that, and then the other days like I'll do like boxing or some other like some cardio shit or just walk the dogs or do stuff with that. Yeah, but like getting the schedule in order, that's something I talk about that. Like when it comes to growth and stuff, that's my biggest area of growth is like time management, like putting things. Honestly focused. Like when it comes to a dog, I can stay focused as hell when I'm with that dog. Like to the point where people are like, Steve, there's danger right there to the left, and I just like I'm not even hearing it. I'm just focused in that moment. But there's a lot of times I can get unfocused or distracted, I guess would be the correct word there.
Unfocused.
But people would say, right, you're not focused or you're unfocused.
You get easily distracted.
Yeah. And it's funny like how the distractions are like, oh, it's time to work out. That's like where something that you may not look forward to, or how if we allow the mind to like start like making thoughts, and it's like, well, maybe you might be too tired to work out today, and don't forget Nico has to go out, and
I
oh
still
maybe
have to do
maybe
this.
maybe there's a video on YouTube you haven't seen yet. Like that's my go-to. Like
Yes.
oh, you have to learn something now. But now so I'm like figuring myself out. So now what I do is instead of me being like I got to learn something and just sit there, I'm like, all right. So if you want to watch that fucking video, then put it
You have
on
to
the
work
TV
out.
and
Yeah.
work out while you're watching it. And I'm like,
That's a
so
good
now I have
one.
no more excuses.
You don't.
Yeah,
but
so-
sometimes you still do it.
I will.
You're like, I'm going to go work out. And
Yeah.
3 hours later, he's like, yeah, I didn't work out yet.
Yeah,
What have you been
because I get
doing?
distracted by everything, and it's not one. It's also one that like subconsciously I'm looking for distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Consciously,
that,
I'm trying to
yeah.
work out. I'm saying I'm trying to, but that's a perfect example of my conscious 5% of my brain trying to defeat 95, which is why sometimes it takes 3 fucking hours to go work out.
But at least you do get it
But you know
done.
how you defeat it though? By not thinking, like when being like, well, in your mind, you just start like, I don't know, maybe I should do da da da. No, I'm
That's
going
when
to
you
do
have to tell
that.
yourself, I have to go do this right now.
Like literally walk
Yes.
to the fucking thing and start like pick up the thing and do some set or some workout, and it just started.
It's like a countdown almost too. I don't know if you guys have. I mean, you've talked about your energy levels at times, but like waking up in the morning,
Oh,
And-
I'm bad at waking up in the morning.
I think counting it down and just being like, because sometimes
Why?
you'll
What do you
think,
do?
I hit snooze all the time.
Bad.
I know.
yeah, that's probably the worst thing to do ever is to hit snooze.
Ever.
You should never do that again.
You got too close to the mic when you said ever. Just so you know.
No, I wanted to.
I know,
I
I
really
did it on
wanted to
purpose.
emphasize that.
Ever.
No, but what I did, even for instance this morning, is just like I need to get out of bed and just got up, like shot up out of bed.
Yeah.
Like if you can do that, it's gonna suck because you're gonna be up and you're probably gonna be brushing your teeth, you're gonna be like half asleep.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like much better
You have
than
to get up.
thinking about I don't want to get up. I'm gonna hit snooze
Listen,
5 more times.
This is habits, right?
Oh,
So habits,
it's a total habit.
breaking bad habits or breaking. I love the Joe Dispenza line for his book, breaking the habit of being yourself.
Yeah,
So good.
That's a good one.
So sorry, I'm burping a little bit in my thing. I hope you guys aren't hearing it.
You're closer to the mic now, so they
Yeah, I
can
went
probably
like this. No. But it's so true. It's a habit. So of course, breaking bad habits is going to be discomfort or uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm doing all these this, like non,
this.
whatever. Just say the other word, stupid.
I love that you call yourself stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Anytime you degrade yourself,
He
Jamie likes
refers to
it.
himself as stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's habit, so it's going to be uncomfortable to break habits, right? So we go into, but this is so uncomfortable. So we can sell ourselves if it feels wrong, doesn't feel right, it's so difficult. Well, it's always going to be difficult until you overcome it. The same thing with the dog. Like when you break a bad habit of a dog, like you're not going to be yanking and smelling all over the leash. They give you a big fight. They're like, why? They don't even, it's not logical what they're doing, and it's not logical you snoozing 100. Because if someone said like, look, just so you know, Jamie, you're starting a new cycle of an hour and a half cycle of your sleep thing, and then you go 5 minutes and you're up and you're asleep and your brain's getting all distorted, then logically you would say, I should get up right away.
Yes. But
and
when
logically
you
you think to do that, but then your habits and your bullshit takes over.
Right.
And it's
and
like,
then you hear it, and it's habit to just like go like this. And
yeah, and why though? Because it's easier to do the old habit.
Yeah.
It's simple. Even like the same thing with an addict or an alcoholic. It's easier to drink that drink than to not drink it. That's
course.
why it's so hard for them to break it. And that's also a physical thing with that also. But yeah, it's one where like that's the type of thing where you have to, and I've done it before, of just I'm getting up. Like I hear that thing and just get your feet to the ground.
Yeah.
no.
You know, once those feet are on the ground, then that's number 2 is like, should I go all the way back? So it's harder. That's what I'm saying, because
it's literally harder to go
it's
back.
harder
Well,
to
that's
be
why
like,
they
well,
say
let me
put
go
your phone,
back.
like across the room.
Yeah.
So when
You have to
the
get
alarm
up.
goes off, I have to physically get up. And
Yeah.
So what are you going to do tonight? You're going to put your phone away? Put your phone further away?
How do you sleep? Do you not sleep that well? Do you not sleep well?
I have. It depends.
Yeah.
There's some nights where I sleep really well, and then there's other nights where I told you I go in phases. And
Yeah.
I'll wake up at like 4:30.
You know what I think I was reading
Thinking about
too?
work.
Tom.
Thinking about all the shit that you have to
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
No, I just like wake up, and then I can go back to sleep. I don't have trouble falling back to sleep, but it's just
You wake
that
up.
disturbance
Yeah.
through the night.
Yeah, you're getting out of REM. at that point.
Something that people
Yeah.
don't talk about. They always focus on their wake up, but they never focus on their bedtime.
Actual sleep, yeah.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
So they're going to bed one night at 9, then at 12:30,
Oh, yes.
then 6, then they're all over the map, and then they're wondering why they're not like sleeping correctly. So that's something that I'm going to be focused on, like as of today.
You showed us the
basically.
Tom Bailu thing.
Yeah.
He said stop eating 3 hours before bed.
Those are
stop,
all
That's
factors.
important.
Stop
Yeah.
consuming content. Use blue light filters
Yeah,
before
like you
bed.
like put those. You can put the glasses on, or like on my Android phone, I have like the blue light filter. Where I
Right.
put it to the max.
you use
Yeah.
it too, right?
Oh yeah, mine's
Yeah.
on all the time.
Yeah.
And it's something too about putting the lights down too. Like sometimes Cassie wants to feel like we're in the middle of the World Series at Yankee Stadium in here,
Bright
at the
ass
middle
lights.
of like, huh?
Bright ass lights.
Yeah, like I'm like, can we turn some of the lights off now? It's like 8:30. She's like, oh, I don't want to, and I'm like, but we need to go to bed at some point. So like,
This morning I came in and you were sitting down here and I'm like, why are you sitting in the dark? You're like, it's not dark in here.
Yeah, I know.
None of the blinds are open.
Yeah.
There's
Is
one
that a
light on.
guy and a girl thing? Because I
No.
like darker lighting at times.
no, it's just for me that I think that it feels like I'm always in Game 7 of the World
Right.
Series with the Yankee Stadium
Right,
lights on.
right.
That sometimes I said it to you this morning. I was like, yeah, it's fucking. I don't know what I said. I was with some wise ass remark, but it was something like, I was like, yeah, well, when there's not all the maniacs running around in here, it's like actually peaceful in here to have like the lights down and just relax.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite, and I've been getting up later the last like few months, to be honest, and not setting an alarm and all that stuff,
That's good though.
which
to do
has
that.
been better for
Yeah.
my sleep without a doubt.
Yeah.
But it's now I'm focusing on the front end, so I'm like trying to get in bed by like 9 type thing.
Yeah.
And then this way, I'm still not going to set an alarm. I'm going to set an alarm for like 8 a.m. Like if like, dude,
Well,
you need
just-
to be up. by
If you
8.
need to be, yes.
Right.
yeah,
yes.
like that's like a hard stop. Like get the fuck out of bed.
But
kind of thing.
ideally, your body will wake up on its own.
Yeah,
at the
my
same
body
time.
wakes up
You
at-
get it in that
No,
I was
no
gonna tell
joke. If
you-
my body wakes up at 4:45 or 5:15 or 6:30 or whatever, I'm just going to get up at that time.
Yeah, that's probably what I should do then.
I was going to tell you, so maybe
I'm gonna
don't
be here by like 5:30 every
I'll be
day.
sitting on the couch in
Don't-
pitch black,
yeah.
so you'll be able to.
don't set an alarm. Don't set an alarm tomorrow, and just see where your body clock is at. Gauge it.
So you guys don't want to see me tomorrow?
Yeah,
then? Is
so
that
I,
what you're
I
saying?
honestly think
See
she's
you on
gonna,
Wednesday.
I honestly think she's going to wake up earlier than her normal time. What time do you set your alarm for?
I usually set it for like 6:15.
Yeah, you might wake up like 6 o'clock and be like, "Oh shit!" Like you felt like you might have been a little bit late, but you just get up at that time.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's,
you wake
it's the
up.
night routine too, and like the other things too. While you're sleeping, is like having white noise in the room is like I have that air filter, and I turn it up at night.
Yeah.
I turn on calm. I turn on like either the river
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
the ocean noise.
Yeah,
I
that
need
stuff
something.
helps. That stuff helps.
a lot.
Like pitch blacking the room out.
Yes, I have blackout.
Like you
curtains.
guys won't let me in there, even though I've been asking for about 6 months to get like that room blacked out.
Can we just get this man what
And it
he
looks
needs?
like-
The blinds are sitting down.
Yeah, that like talking about like Yankee Stadium. It's like this was like
This is the last thing.
throughout the night.
But
too.
also, do you know why?
why?
Christmas lights are still up.
Oh my god! This
I
is
see
the
them hanging right here.
this
It's
is
like,
the
you know,
thing
it's
that I
almost
listen
May.
to.
What?
This is the last thing I listened to before waking up this morning.
Are you sure you're gonna play that? The last thing you did before what?
This is the last thing that was playing before I woke up this morning.
Yeah, frequencies.
Shocker frequencies.
Yeah.
So it's white noise. Anything that's
okay.
gonna.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that really quick. Then it's like that's another amazing thing to do. Is like, do you do that ever?
Sometimes, not as much.
One thing that I remember, and I stopped doing this just because I couldn't break the habit of being myself, clearly. But I was doing affirmations at night.
Oh, I was gonna say sometimes I switch it up too.
Yeah. And I was doing affirmations, and then I stopped doing them for whatever reason. Just honestly became yourself. But the affirmations were like the greatest. I would just pick one on YouTube. Let me see if I can find one.
I'm gonna skip ahead here, Steve, because we're talking about frequency.
Yeah.
And you had a quote that you wanted to talk about here.
I switch it up between like any kind of white noise or the paraliminals or
paraliminals
affirmations.
And the consistency though is something, right? Whatever it is, whether you switch it up or not, whatever you switch it up to, just have something consistently on. White noise, shocker frequencies, the calm thing.
Yeah, I can't.
Paraliminals,
with
nothing on. Yeah.
I need something.
I am love, and I allow others.
And these are positive affirmations.
I am confident in my intuition. I am.
Can you
relaxed,
pull up a
and
paraliminal?
I am satisfied.
Whichever
with
one
my
you listen to
results.
us.
Everything is good, right here, right now.
Imagine these are your thoughts.
I am constantly developing,
These are your thoughts.
I am grateful.
If you put them in there.
and I attract everything I wish for.
Which one's that, Steven?
I am prosperous in everything I do.
It's a great one.
This is a really good one. Sounds good to me.
Each
And that's like all of a sudden, then funding comes for the dog park like 2
Yes.
weeks later.
No, for
And
real.
you're like, wait, what the fuck?
Well, we were
Or
listening
then
to
when
the
you do
abundance
when you listen to
meditation.
the Bob Proctor. You guys look
Holy
up
crap.
Bob
Oh, that's a
Proctor
good one.
Abundance. It sounds a little weird because it's an old one that he recorded.
I love it though.
But like, it's all about like abundance is coming towards you. Like everything you ever wanted is available. It's just, I mean, it's programming. It's all it is. And to understand why this works, people, is the brain goes into a state of subconscious called theta before going to actual sleep. So from consciousness to actual sleep. And then when you're coming out of it, when you're like starting to wake up, you're still like in that groggy like thing. That's when the subconscious is like just open a little bit, and you can like put shit in there. So what are most people doing? They wake up. Oh my God, the anxiety of my Facebook account, and right
hate
as they're
that.
waking up,
I
and the
hate
news, and oh my God, CNN says that we're gonna get,
So bad.
and then the day starts.
Yeah.
Or then right before bed, oh my God, Fox is saying this, and CNN said this, and then we're gonna die.
And
Bed.
you fall asleep.
You're speaking facts right now, dude. It's exactly what happens.
Did you see this?
Sure.
This came out of nowhere, but did you see the thing Charles Barkley said recently?
Yeah, I saw it.
What?
That was like on the thing. It was basically he was on
He was
the
talking
NBA
about
thing.
white and black people.
Yeah,
and-
he was just saying like how he truly believes that at the core, like the far majority of he was just talking about white and black people because that's the big thing right now, is are good people at the core.
Yeah.
He goes, but
I really believe in that, he says.
we've been divided and manipulated by government for money and purpose, and they're dividing and conquering. And being able to keep us at end, because when we're fighting and like look like during the Trump thing, like did you see that CNN is now like getting rid of all these like things because they're not getting as much ratings because Trump's not in, because there's not as much controversy.
They're getting rid
Even
of
though there's
stuff.
so much controversy right now, but
They're getting rid of stuff?
they're firing employees, like
Oh,
laying
wow.
people off because there's not as much.
Because there's not as many stories.
Yeah, there's
things
not
to
as much
cover.
going on or as much as they want to cover,
Right.
maybe
Well, right.
whatever.
Well, there is stuff, but like you
there
said,
There
Fair
is,
not-
yeah,
enough.
yeah, and it's both sides. Like I always say, it's both sides of the thing. But he was basically saying how there's like at the core that we've been divided, and now if we just keep everybody arguing, we can sell them things, we can make them do things, we can manipulate them,
Right.
and then we're like losing our individuality as people. Where at the core, like when you see people, you want to be friendly with people.
Yeah.
But if we can keep on being the news and on being the government and on being that, if we can keep these people sick physically, pharma makes a lot of money. If we can keep these people divided and we can get our way, they'll vote for us and we can get power and we can control them. You know what I mean? If we can, and if they're going back and forth, whatever. I can go on and on about that, but I was like, yeah, I agree with it 100% because in my opinion, I'm saying the same thing about dogs. I'm like, for the far majority, dogs are born all amazing, but like,
Yeah.
dogs are coming. It doesn't matter if it's a German Shepherd or this, or that, whatever.
Right.
It's for the far majority of dogs are good dogs at the
Yeah.
core. You know what I mean? They're good dogs. They just been through shit, and then things happen and stuff. You know, and it's just a product of the people, which is the product of the other thing that's causing the people to feel this way.
So true.
Listen, you know what I did yesterday? This is a crazy one. This is a good one. A little thing for you guys. So I always, like, the day ends and I'm like, let's just say I finish by like 7 or something. I'm like, all right, I'm done with work and all that shit. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to sit and like hang out and watch something or whatever. I'm like, I'll try to like put something on the TV or try to do something, and I find myself just this on my phone. So yesterday I was tired yesterday, so by like 3-4 o'clock I was like already falling asleep on the couch. But I just happened to have forgot my phone in the room, right? And then I woke up and I didn't have my phone, and I started like I started realizing,
Isn't that
dude, you
crazy?
just woke up and you're reaching for that thing.
Wow.
Not even thinking about it.
So then I said, Cassie, then I was like, you know what? I just came over me. I don't know. I was like half awake, and I go, fuck this. I'm not getting my phone for the rest of the day. And then Cassie's like, where's your phone? I just sent you something. I'm like, I don't have it. Mm-hmm. She's like, why? Like, what's wrong with you? I'm like,
So
what do
you
mean?
feeling
How do you not have your
okay?
phone? So I was like, no, I left them in the room. I was like, I'll deal with it.
And you also have 2 phones too.
I know. It's the worst. The best and the worst. But yeah, so I just left it in there, and I didn't even look at it until like last night. I looked at it last night, like for like probably like an hour before bed. I was like, oh shit. All
And
these
did you
texts.
miss anything?
Not really. I missed a few texts, but a lot of that time would have been spent not texting like my friends and family or clients or like answering shit on Facebook. I do a lot of that stuff, but then I'm like, all right, that's enough of that. And then I'm just on YouTube and I'm in the news and I'm in and just like wasting time and downloading and programming myself with like dumb shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That like doesn't suit me anyway. Like, why am I watching 90 Day Fiance right now? About some girl who came over from Ukraine and the guy's a drunk and all that. I'm like, what am I watching this shit? But I'm like, but you know why? It's like I'm fascinated in behavior, so I also am like fascinated the way these people act and stuff like that. But like getting into the drama thing. I mean, okay. And then another one that happened to come on. I used to do the Housewives of New Jersey back in the day.
Yes, that I know you.
No offense, I've been in the show, but
I know you used to like that show.
I would watch that and I said, you know what? What makes this show get ratings and entertainment? Drama and fighting. They're not on that show talking about how it is to live in a great family and how to support each other, how to live for your life and your career. Like
It's the same you were talking about the news too.
yeah,
Same
it's
thing.
like
Drama.
like how can we show you the negative shit?
Yeah.
Like to me, I'm watching some like family party at the Jersey Shore or whatever at the house. It should have been a nice time. Everyone drinking, talking, having a thing. They're fighting. They're talking about the husband and they're arguing and you said and fuck you and like all this nonsense, screaming and yelling.
That's
Family.
what gets the most ratings.
Yeah, but then think about how many people are there watching this and like, oh, I can't wait till next week for more drama.
Yeah.
What is TV called? TV programming. Mm-hmm. It's programming you to do shit. So when you're watching tons of drama, you're gonna get dramatic. I find it myself. If I watch that crap, I'm like, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with you. Like way more than often. But then when I don't listen to that shit, way different. So just so you guys know, that's part of my growth is I'm gonna be picking times throughout like the days and stuff like that to just put my phones away and just be. And that might mean just going out in nature. That might mean just sitting on the couch and talking to somebody. I mean, like, I don't know. I had this revelation again recently, too, about I was somewhere with, like, my friends, and I just happened to, like, look up for a second, and I saw, like, 4 out of, like, the 5 of us on phones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you actually watch and observe people, everyone is on their phone.
It's so bizarre. We're, like, sitting there. It would be, like, the 3 of us in a room, and we're all just, like... Because think about what happens now, too.
Communicating through our phones.
Through our phones. Well, it's like this. Like, me and you go to dinner, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you're not good enough to have dinner with, so let me talk and see what Adam's doing over in L.A. or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then I go to visit Adam in L.A., and I'm texting you, hey, Jamie, what's up at home? Everything else going on? Like, why don't you fucking live where you are and do that?
Put your phone away.
You know? Like, and what is the message that it sends to others of, like, you're talking, and you're like, yeah,
You're not important.
oh, that person over there or your social media account is more important than me right now? Anyway, we got off on a thing that was not planned at all, that thing, but it just
That's
happens to
usually
be how it goes. Yeah.
But how do you relate this thing into all of that?
Well, look, let's read it. Everything is energy. We always talk about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say this, by the way. This is what
this isn't
Einstein.
your quote?
This is
That's not you?
Einstein. Yeah. Okay. This is Einstein saying this. So you can deny him and say he's full of shit, but that's your own prerogative on that one. But everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. So, I mean, he's basically saying, yo, people, as much as you want to, like, say that you don't have control of things and, like, the world did things to you and that you're just a product of your... Well, that's lying. That's telling you you're a liar and that you can create your own. So what frequency do you want to be? Do you want to be happy? Then be in a happy frequency.
Right.
Do you want to be angry? Then be in an angry frequency. Then you'll become that. So we were talking before the show when I was about that. I brought that quote up, and I was saying like how like when you're in that you get triggered, let's just say, and you get to that anger, right? It's more comfortable to be in that anger and reaction that you learned and have done throughout your life than to say like Because look, if I said to you, "Do you want to be angry?" Like sometimes, some people have said this to me in the past. Like, "Do you want to be angry?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to be fucking angry." Well, yeah. Oh, you don't want. You're not logical. You're interested in thought. But if you can calm yourself enough to be like, "Do you want to be angry right now?" No. Then why are you practicing it?
Right.
True. So what do I get to do? I got to figure out a way to calm myself down. Well, have you practiced any calmness in your life? No. Okay, so it's gonna be hard to calm the fuck down in that moment. Then,
Well, of course.
right? So that's why it's like the practice for that moment, but it's the same thing that we're talking about with the dogs. You want to be feeling good on the walk and all that stuff, then start feeling good. Get the frequency of feeling good. Well, what would a good walk feel like? You see me, how many times do I say this shit to the clients?
All the time.
Like, what would it feel like? What do you want to feel like on this walk? And a lot of them don't even know what they want to feel like.
Because they don't know what it looks like.
So if you don't even know what you want to feel like, then how are you going to feel? Would it feel good if you? That's why I do a lot of this stuff of. All right, let me finish my words finally.
Yeah.
That's why I do a lot of this stuff of we do the video and showing,
Yes.
so people can see and believe, and this is the way they can. We're helping them change their frequency.
Right.
You know what's great about that? We work with cats over the weekend, a dog and cats, and we filmed it.
That's what we're gonna do. That's our next business. Pack leader cats.
Pack litter cats.
Yeah.
What is Cassie gonna be in charge?
Yeah, exactly. With their
Cassie's
allergies.
allergic to cats.
Yeah.
And we ended up showing a video to the client of the dog interacting with the cats, and they were like, "If you hadn't shown us this video, we would have never believed it."
Yeah.
Which is why it's so
Seeing is
important.
believing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So important for us to film. This
And a
stuff.
lot of times feeling is believing too, but with that one, because it was such an obvious one, I was like, just let them see this. Let them see that. So it was a little doodle that was, I guess when they goes to the boyfriend's, like chases the cat all over the house, growls and barks at it and all this thing. So we brought the dog downstairs and I just gave like a little we're not going to go after the cat. And the dog was totally fine. Like literally did not care about the cat. There was 2 cats in there.
I can't even say you really did anything.
No, I don't even
You
think
were
I
just
actually
feeling-
did anything.
you really
I think
didn't.
I just said that. I was like, this dog has no issues with cats.
Yes.
It has an issue with the owner when it
Yes.
becomes leader and decides that I'm bored and I want to have fun and I'm going to chase that cat and no one's going to do shit about it.
Right.
That's really what it came down to. But when I said, hey, you can't go after the cat, the dog's like, well, what do I do now?
Okay.
And I'm like, well, you can hang with the cat. We can go for a walk after. We can do all these things. He's like, huh, okay, I'll do that. And then he went back to his humans. But yeah, it's like it's being able to see it. So now that they can actually see that this is possible, they can start changing their frequency of that. All right, it's possible. So we have to start acting as this is possible to do with the dog. It's the same thing what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. When I'm working with a dog, I'm putting my frequency of no dog. I know you think you're this weak thing that has to bite everybody, but I'm gonna start setting the frequency of you being a calm dog and being a happy dog and being a fulfilled, balanced dog. But I can do that for them. Sometimes I can't always do it for the human. I'm trying to do it for them, but humans get in their way a lot of times. They're like, well, the amount of times that I hear, and I get clients who are psychiatrists, doctors, like all this stuff, and they're telling me I am anxious. And I'm like, well, you could change that narrative of keep saying that you're anxious. I'm doing this as like psychotherapists,
I know,
telling
you
them this
do
stuff.
it a
You know
lot.
what I mean? I'm like, I don't have a doctor in front of my name, but I'm also a logical person who's like read a lot and studied a lot and educated myself. I love the saying, don't confuse education with intelligence or something like that.
I don't know that one.
It's something like that. Like, don't confuse. It was basically saying like, don't confuse. Fuck, I can't remember what it was, but it's basically like, don't confuse like learning in school to like the truth almost kind of thing, or like being smart or logical person. Or I forget the thing. I'll find out what
We'll
it
have
was.
to find that one.
Yeah. It's something about like academics versus like just being a smart person. Anyway, but whatever. We'll find out what it was. You've never heard neither of you retards?
Yeah,
Never
no,
heard this thing?
I have, but I'm letting you stumble up on it.
I shouldn't be using those words either. That's the Jersey in me. You offended? Yeah.
A little.
If the
I
shoe
gotta
fits,
find the
Jamie.
quote
Just
though. Let me
kidding.
see.
What
I
it
ever get offended. We're in trouble.
what it is you're saying that information and knowledge does not equal like smarts or
Yeah, it says don't
intelligence.
confuse education with intelligence.
Yeah.
That's the saying. So I was right. Thank you. I was right.
You're always right.
But it's true. But that's what it's saying. It's like don't confuse being educated. Thank you. It was. That's not true though. Don't be confused with like reading a book and thinking that you are smart now.
Right.
Like that doesn't mean that you're smart because some of the like what I'll say is some of the most educated that I talk to, educated meaning book smart and educated, are some of the like the dumbest to be honest when it comes to something.
I believe in that. I had a
because they've
friend.
read it and there's like it can't be anything else but what I just read.
Oh, right.
I had a friend
So it gets
that's
them stuck.
that's a neuro scientist or like a neuro
Yeah.
like he basically deals with the brain, right?
Yeah.
He's such a smart guy. Textbook though, when it comes down to like street smart, like intuition, instincts, and stuff like that, he was like completely disconnected with it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that you
It's like
have,
who's educating too.
the biggest thing that you have on your side is being able to see how your energy influences animals instinctually, and you're able to do something like you're able to literally collect the data like a scientist, how you said before. When I feel like this, I get these results, and everybody can't see that in their normal lives.
And it's being able to see the results and be open-minded to it, because you're actually focusing on what's the best way and not my way.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so many people who say, well, I've been studying this way. I mean, this is the hardest thing, right? And this is for my positive trainer friends out there who have been studying, let's just say, that stuff for a long period of time. And they're like, I put so much time and effort into learning this way. Could you imagine if there was actually another way that was better? And they're like, no, it can't be. So I'm just going to stick to this way and not even want to hear what anything else could be. I'm like the opposite. And that's when things really took off for me. When I'm like this, I believe in my heart, logically, without any ego attached to it, that this is the best way to do things with this particular dog. But if someone said, hey, just using treats, I found a better way to do that, I'd be like, I'm very interested in seeing that. But I'm not going to just take their word for it. I want to see it.
Well, right.
I don't take Caesar's word for it. Okay. Now, after a bunch of time and seeing the results, I'm more open to him just taking his word for it. But in the beginning, I didn't take his word for it. I need to see this shit. I need to try this shit. I don't take his word for it. It's being able to look at things logically and put it through something of saying, does this make sense to me, without Steve and the ego of him, the dog trainer guy in the business, and all this bullshit.
Make sense to me?
Does it make sense to me? I'm not just going to take people's word for it. It was something I said to you today about the big theory I have in life is people just don't want to put the work in.
Yes.
For anything. If that means, okay, because should I just say what it was about? We were talking about the Floyd case that's on now.
Yes.
And I was saying how on both sides of this, people are just jumping to conclusions. Mm-hmm. Like one side is saying it was racism, he was killed, he was da-da-da. The other side saying he shouldn't have resisted arrest, he's a bad dude, and da-da-da-da. A lot of those people didn't look into the whole damn thing. And I'm like, what do you think about it, Steve? And I'm like, well, I mean, there's a lot of fucking things there. Like, what do I think about it? How much time do you have to say what I think about it? Yeah, there's like a million things. Like, I'm like, and that's just from me kind of like looking a little bit into it.
Right.
Right. So maybe look a little bit more into it before coming up with a conclusion. Be a better scientist. The people who always say science proved, and it's like,
but they don't want to be scientists.
No, a scientist is looking at all angles of what could it really be. So I really consider myself a scientist. I'm doing science every fucking day here. Of like, if I do this with this dog, of course, the foundation and things that work, you start, all right, that works, got it, that works. But what can I tweak this like insecure dog to do? If I just do this, that's not going to work,
right.
You know? Or sometimes I'm like, Adam, can you stand over here? And then it ends up being worse for the dog. So I'm like, oh, you got to move over that way. Mm-hmm. So I don't say, Adam, move here, and then it's not working. Well, Steve picked that way, so I'm not going to say anything now. And I'm just going to keep this, and even though it might be better another way. Doesn't make sense.
A big one there is also trusting your instincts. Like you're learning definitely to trust your instincts of like the intuition. My gut tells me to go this way, and you'll go that way because you're like, I have enough knowledge, enough data that I've collected over the years that I'm just going to trust myself.
That's the hard part. When people say like when the trainers last week, well, why did you put your hand there?
Yeah.
That was pretty risky. And I'm like, I don't know, because my
say that
instincts
a
were
lot.
telling me that.
You're like, no, I can't explain it. I just have a feeling that.
Yeah, I just felt
this isn't gonna happen.
felt
This will
instinctually that if I do this, there was a high probability it would work. Mm-hmm. And it might not. I'm not saying that like I always have the right answer for that stuff, but over the years, when and if I tried it in one scenario and at that, I know not to move. I'm like, don't watch your hand there.
Right.
It's experience. How do you put experience in people's heads? I was willing to make the mistakes. That's the thing. I was willing to make mistakes with dogs, especially in the beginning with like the ones that aren't really gonna hurt you.
I feel like you learn faster like that too.
That's
of course,
how you learn.
it's immersion, but that's immersion.
Yeah.
That's
and
why
we've
I
talked about this before too. I mean, it's one thing to read everything and have the knowledge, but can you apply it?
Yeah.
Two totally different things.
Immersion's the whole deal. I mean, if you really want to learn something, you have to immerse yourself in that thing and be committed to it. Once you're committed to it, you're gonna like figure out. Who said it recently? Elon Musk said that anyone can become an expert if they read enough of something. Like if they study something enough and they really like immerse themselves in it, they can be a decent expert in it. Like if people just read and watched, imagine they just read and watched all of Caesar's content. Mm-hmm. They would come here and know a good amount about dogs. Would they know how to do it with the dog? Maybe not so much, but they would have a good idea of what to do.
We're pretty much on point with our 30-minute rant at the beginning.
Yeah, what are we doing
We're pretty much on point. We're at 35 minutes.
Yeah. But that's like I think all this shit is so fucking interesting.
It is very valuable.
We'll talk about other shit.
No, it's
Yeah.
very valuable. I'm always going to be looking out for everybody trying to get their practical stuff.
Yeah.
I
also lose
love
track of time sitting here. I'm like, did 10 minutes go by? Did 50
You're
minutes
just
go
mesmerized
by?
by my words. I
Yes.
understand.
Or I'm
Okay,
just
so let's read
bored.
She was looking for something.
I'm just kind of like, I heard this all this morning.
Yeah,
So
said all this shit again.
Go ahead, repeat it. Repeat it for them.
Yeah, Montreal song.
All right, so we're getting to questions.
Okay.
First one. Okay. I'd love it if sometime you could demonstrate exactly how to set up the figure 8 with the slip lead. It's probably logical, but I would like to see it done to make sure I get it
Yeah,
right.
see, it's logical. We were just talking about logic. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so figure 8. So figure 8 is basically like a modified halty for everybody. It's a kind of like a head harness type thing. I would consider that this tool like kind of like training wheels for a slip lead kind of thing. It just brings the pressure point further on the face. So if I was a dog, obviously I have a whole thing here. This is my neck. And if I put pressure here, that's like the figure 8. Let me put Jake. Sleeping for sure.
It might take him a minute.
Jake.
He was up here earlier, but we weren't ready for him.
Should we just do Nico then?
Yeah.
Sure. He's completely passed out. Like,
That's Jake.
yeah, that's our boy Jake. Sleeps a lot.
Yeah, what time is it? His afternoon nap.
Yeah. Do you ever use the figure 8 with Kobe?
No,
Never did.
not really.
He's a good.
Maybe
he's
once when he was a puppy.
it's good.
but-
He's a good walker in general, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone say anything on my shorts last episode? No.
I don't think anyone.
You're wearing the
should
same.
wear shorts.
Wearing the same shorts.
All right, Nico, come here. You're gonna knock all the cameras over and shit, bro. Come here. Come over here. Where do you want me to do it with him?
You're right there.
Come over here. This way. 1-year-old boy. Sit. Yes, beautiful. Very nice. Okay. You're gonna do it right there. Okay, so you're gonna stay. You're gonna make this thing big. Right? Make the loop nice and big, okay? Then you're gonna put it on the dog. You're gonna let it hang down, like you're doing the next Snoop Dogg video, like down, like hang low, like the chains and everything they always wear. Right? And then you're gonna go here.
That's such a bad joke.
Hold on, watch your hand. So then I'm gonna
Don't hate on the
turn this,
cordiness.
you're facing me. Turn it, right? And then I'm gonna put this on the face, which is the 8.
His teeth.
His face.
Yeah, his teeth were like showing.
To this, and then I would tighten here, and there's your figure 8. Take it off like that. Off.
Do it one more time.
Okay. So big on, right? Like this. You can see?
Just back him up
Sit.
a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Sit, buddy.
Yes.
Good job. Okay. We're gonna go turn to this.
Yep.
Over the nose.
Perfect.
And then this, the ring should be like by the ear here. And
Yep.
there's your figure 8. So it puts the leverage point obviously up here, further than back here.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Perfect.
But when I take it off, here's another thing to see too. I take it off, and I'll like rub the face a little bit. Oh, very nice. So it's not that big of a deal if the leash came off. Look, he doesn't care. He goes. Very good, buddy. Thank you. 1-year-old.
He's like, okay, now I'm
So that's
gonna
the
go.
8. So I can show you guys too a little bit on this one. Can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Let's move this. If I was going to put it on the dog like this way so you guys can see it this way. So I can change this. Right? So here's the leash. I put it on the dog like this. Right? It's hanging low. I make the turn here. So there's your 8. That's what they call the 8. See it? The dog's head's already here. So then this piece comes onto the nose. That's the easiest way to do it. There's other ways to do that thing,
No, I
but
think that's the easiest.
but it gets confusing for people because you can also go like this, and then hold it like this, and then like put it on the head onto the nose. But it gets a little confusing for people to do.
I
that.
haven't seen it that way.
Yeah, you can just go like this. Look, so you go like this, and then you make it like this, like almost like okay, there's a leash, and this would go on the dog. The first part goes on the head. This part goes on the
Oh, I
nose.
see.
Right.
Yeah.
But to me, it's easier.
I like it that way. Yeah.
Boom, easier.
That's the way Caesar teaches it.
Yeah, yeah. And remember, like that's not something that you can just put on the dog and be good with it. Like that's one that you want to like ease them into it. You can use food with that. Have them wear it for a short. It's like muzzle training. Like do it for a little bit of time and off. Another really good trick. This is for even for the dog professionals out there. Is use another leash when you're conditioning them to this leash. So for him, I would put a slip lead on when I did it with him the first time. This and then this, because when he starts,
just so he can sense.
when
that
he starts
on
going like this, then I can influence him with the other leash. Because if I influence him with this leash that's on him, I say, hey, I'm putting more pressure on it. But he's gonna be like, yeah, get that thing off of me.
That makes sense.
So I just want him to just let that thing just sit on his nose, like he'll just be sitting there, and he's just feeling pressure over here because he's doing it. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect sense.
Good.
Yeah, I'm sure people like to
You
see.
might fuck your whole shit up here, bro.
It's okay. Nico's behind the scenes.
Pretty agile.
I'm sure. You know what? Jake probably would have knocked that over.
So he has Maddie's trait, clearly the same trait of the bowl in the China shop thing. That's Nico also.
He's doing
Imagine
pretty
Maddie
good.
back in the day on one of these podcasts. The tail would have.
Oh, no.
She would sit here the whole time though if you wanted.
Yeah, she would.
She would. But if we let her get up, she'd be like me, or like she saw her ball.
Oh my god! If she saw her ball, forget it.
Yeah.
And I will say a difference between him and Maddie too is I feel like Maddie used to fuck with you a lot more.
Oh yeah. He hasn't figured it out
She
yet.
would push your buttons.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He pushes my buttons too sometimes for sure. All right, buddy, you're gonna stay there, or we're gonna finish the podcast, okay?
It's like okay.
Sorry to bore you. Okay. What are we up to? Okay, let's go. Oh wait, this was the 8. Okay, what's next?
Next
Sorry, I'm
question.
As Adam's like trying to do the camera on Nico, and she's like, "Come on, Adam, next." We're testing your skills, bro. It's good. We can do everything. All right.
Okay.
You
want
wanna
to
read
watch
it?
the video first or?
No, read it first.
Okay.
Please and thank you. No, I don't do that shit.
Hello. Longtime follower and huge fan from Australia. We recently got a new puppy. She is 10 weeks old. First time using a slip lead today, and she was really responsive. I usually walk with her and my other dog together, but today my partner had the other dog and I had her. He went off with him back home because I wanted to do some more training with her. As soon as he left, she just wants to pull and run back to the house with him. Here's the video. I know you say to always change direction and have them follow you, which I tried, but how do you correct pulling if they consistently do it? This was after only a 20-minute walk. I know she has a lot of energy, but conscious about her growth plates for being a Doberman.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see.
Play.
I can do everything. Let's see.
I ignore that behavior.
That's good.
Let's go.
Okay, I can already see the arm. How much tension there is there. I know she's filming and doing it. So
Yes, that's not easy.
Good.
We have another question that's similar to this from Amber Louise. So Amber, check this video out as well. We have her video coming up.
Quiet. This dog doesn't know pressure yet.
Good girl.
There's the Australian.
I love the accent.
Look, so like, all right, so you can see here, right? This is always something that I think people don't realize. They go right to they like put the leash on. They're like, let's practice this. I think go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
But with this guy, like in the beginning, actually, I found a video recently. Cassie found it for his because we were looking for his stuff for his birthday, and it was a video of like, all right, we were in San Francisco when we picked him up. And I was like, it's 5 a.m. This is Nico's first official walk. And I was like, looking at myself, like, oh, good. I have like the long ass slip lead, like in there, like the long line. And I'm like, not asking him to be right next to me at all. I'm just letting him go left and right and around and all that stuff. And I'm just practicing pressure and really. That's all I'm trying to teach him in the beginning.
Just letting him kind of walk
Understand.
and figure it out.
Yeah. And I picked an area where we were staying. I mean, you have to understand. This was the middle of like, when I picked him up, it was June. So it was like prime time, like coronavirus thing.
Yes.
San Francisco was like empty in that place. And thank you, Hunter and Lexi, for letting me stay in your apartment out there. Our clients, Hunter Pence and Lexi, ended up letting us stay in their apartment. And we had this dude out there, and I was like, all right, we got to teach him that stuff. So we went out there early, and there was nobody in the streets, nobody anywhere. So and there was a bunch of like parks in the area. So we put him on there, and I just started doing the pressure and release thing with him, but not really going in a direction. And then when we came back here, I did a ton of it here, just walking around of like, I didn't have really a direction I was going. I would like, so that's my thing is like maybe like bringing the dog, if you don't have like a backyard to do this or somewhere else to do it in a park, do it. I don't know, find a baseball field, find somewhere or soccer. I don't know, somewhere where you can take the dog and say, all right, we're going to work on this thing where there's ideally like less distractions, less crap going on. It's obvious why this dog is trying to go home because they separated too.
Right.
Puppies are like this guy too. Like when he was a puppy, when we would be leaving, he'd be doing his whining bullshit and like, why are we leaving the home and feeling uncomfortable? Because it makes sense to them to stay in their environment, stay at home base, stay with the pack. Why were we leaving? And then when they want to come back, they run home, kind of thing, right? So that's very common of what happens. So it's just something to be cognizant of and work through. Yeah, and it's also like we don't know how the separation happened when the boyfriend was the boyfriend she said or something. Partner went home. That's very 2021.
Yes,
that's my partner. Yeah, like we don't know what happened when.
Oh, right. Was there a big goodbye? Was there
Bye,
excitement?
we'll see you later. That's a
Right.
big one. And then so you're telling the dog, get excited, and then you leave. And then the dog's like, why is the pack separating? I don't understand what's happening. Like in my instincts is telling me we should all be together, so I need to get home and make sure they're okay. Like, and then it's also we don't know like what else is going on with the dog. Are they practicing leadership in the home, or are they practicing the dog like on couches, on themselves,
Right.
like giving it free reign to do whatever the hell it wants kind of thing? Then the dog out here is also going to make the decision of I want to go home now. So I don't listen to you. I just go. You know, so there's a lot of things that we have to like look into on this. For me though, it's the leash is too thank you, buddy. The leash is too low on the neck, right? And then we need to make it go way higher on the neck. Watch, so then that's it. Thank you. He may go again, and then we'll address again. It's fine. Like this is part of it. He's a shepherd. I want him to alert. He hears it's either FedEx, UPS, or Amazon that's here because
I'm gonna say it's probably
we basically should have
UPS
stock in them.
because
Who is it? How's it?
Oh,
FedEx. Is
FedEx. I knew it couldn't have been Amazon.
Yeah,
They drive a little
those
slower.
trucks have should be paying rent on our driveway. Let's put it that way. For the amount of times these trucks show up at the house, I don't know what these people order, but. So yeah, that's the real thing. Is like for me, it's again. This is hard sometimes because I would be asking her, so what happens inside the home? How did you meet this dog? What was that? And that was a very low one there, so I didn't even address it. If it gets to like more of a bark, then I'm going to address it again. It's leftover, so I have to let him leftover, like let that
Let it
go.
out.
Yeah. It's a beautiful dog, by the way. Look at those eyes and shit.
I know.
I like the Air Maxes too. Nice. But yeah, you get the leash low on the neck, needs to be higher. And there was a lot of talking. It just seemed like to me, I don't even remember really, but it was like a decent amount of
she's talking a good
to the
amount.
dog, while
Yeah.
the dog, but it's not doing the dog's not being influenced in any way. That's something that's so common that I see so much of the people talking to the dog, but with the think, this is how dumb we can be as human beings. With the thinking that our English, the dog's gonna be like, oh, I see what you're saying. Let me go this way now.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything else. He's a dog. It's a
No,
dog.
we all do it.
That thing used to be a wolf. Okay, so go out in the woods and say, "Hey, Wolfie." But people are doing. We went into a whole episode on Disney shit of why that is.
Yes.
Hi, Wolfie.
And you just had a
I was
birthday
like-
party for your dog.
Yeah, that was in May.
That was all you.
It was partially May. Yeah. So, but yeah,
The
that's
camera
really what
angle
it
was
is,
right
figuring
on you when
that
you were
part
doing
out. And remembering it's a puppy. Number one. Okay, so it's going to take some fucking time to do it with them. And how is the separation? What's happening inside the home? And look at the videos I do on long line work. That's something that everyone should be doing, like with a puppy, right from the beginning. Long line.
Yeah, there's a few videos.
Yeah.
Maybe you can link it in the...
And look, she's going right to the Slipley, which I understand. I was on that thing like right away with Nico, or pretty quickly with Nico, but I know how to use that tool really well. So in the beginning, what I always have with Mike, I shouldn't say always, but with the clients, if the dog is not terrible, like out of control on the leash, like it's like, well, I don't even know if we're gonna be able to hold this dog. I started having them do the long line work with a flat collar, like the most challenging, at least on of the neck tools,
Right.
to actually guide a dog. So sometimes people say, well, Steve, why don't you just put him in the slip right away? Or put him in a prong collar, or put him in a halty, or blah, blah, blah. Well, or put the e-collar right away. Because you're kind of cheating to a degree. And it's like you're just taking the easy route right away without learning the basics first. So when it becomes like you start learning how to do it with a much more challenging tool, then when you bring something like this, and I tell them, hey, take it easy on the pressure and stuff, they're like, wow, it's so much easier with this.
Right.
So it gives them the ability to fuck it up a little bit with the flat collar and put pressure and kind of like, all right, like, but then it's related to
Without
that
having a
low on
long-term
the neck
effect on
thing and all that. Yeah. And then once the dog's getting into the routine, then it's like, let's bring this and associate this to it and make it easier for them once they've. So I'm like, let you make the mistakes with like this basic tool that we're not really going to use.
Right.
And let's then bring in this, which will make things more effective. But so many trainers out there are right away, they bring food. Right away, they bring the e-collar. Right away, they bring slip lead, prong collar, halty. They go right to tools right away.
Right. But then if there's a bad association with it,
Yeah.
it's basically ineffective from there on out.
Yeah. So some of my clients, like, we're on the third session, they're like, so are we going to use any other tool? And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna. They're like, because you have to understand, people, they want to like do it,
Yeah.
but then I bring it, and then I'm like, all right, so now, and then I do it first and show them this, and they're like, wow, this is so much easier than. I use kind of like the analogy of like, because I always use sports, right? So when you play baseball, when you're on deck, they have a thing called the donut in baseball that you put on the bat. It's just a weight that you put on. You swing it. So it's obviously much more difficult to swing the bat with an extra 5 pounds on it, right? Or whatever it is on there. And you're swinging, oh, God. And you go, clink, and take that thing off, and you swing. Holy shit, I can boom, swing that bat. Good. So when you put something like this, wow, this feels good. And then, but he's been practicing the technique, his swing, getting used to it. And then he just gave himself a tool that made it easier. So that's really what it comes down to. So I know that wasn't like
No, long line. Long line literally would help
long line
so
work,
much.
yeah, it's one that I think I have to do more of and show people that work because it's so damn important.
We have plenty of videos on it, but a really concise, like what? Break it down. We'll do that.
Look, in the beginning, what I have people do is we go in the dog park and there's like still some lines there from like where the turf was rolled out and all that. So I say, see this line right here? I want you to stay on this line and literally go back and forth. So when you're walking, you start going this, and your dog passes you. Stop your movement. He goes all the way out here. Turn around and go. And they start going. Dog gets in the leash, comes this way. Then starts catching up, passes, and then turn around. And all of a sudden, that starts going into like...
It's like running drills.
And then the dog's with you. And then now, once the dog is with you, now you can start rewarding.
Right.
But these positive trainers are coming too soon with the positive shit. They're rewarding. Look at me, blah, blah. The dog's like, holy shit, you're excited. And I'll take food. And how many... I mean, dude, you've been to them. How many of the sessions in the last like month or two have been like... It's I'm almost laughing. I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm like almost laughing. I'm like, is someone playing a joke on me? That every single one of these sessions was like, I've been through two trainers that was positive, and then we brought him to a vet behaviorist, and then I brought him to a canine trainer.
Honestly,
and now it brought me here.
It makes a lot of sense though, just because you're so freaking busy that people might go somewhere else.
I get that too.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That can
And
happen
the price
as well.
too. They're going to be like, this is a little bit of a pricier option. Let me try the other things first. But I'm like, I know, but it's like, let me try this other trainer for, let's just say, physical, like to getting in shape as a human. Let me try this other one who's telling me to work out like 14 times a day and like eat like donuts. Well, that wasn't the. Now we got to redo all that shit and change all the things that you've learned that we have to like break those habits. And not to mention the shit with the dog.
Right.
How many of these dogs come in? I'm like, I would love to use food here because he's food motivated, but he's too excited about food. This trainer made him too freaking crazy about food. Or they started right with the prong collar and it's like, this dog's already unsure with this tool, so we got to change that. And
it just ends up being even more work.
It's more difficult. It's way more difficult.
More work, more time.
Yeah, or the people who wait too long, or they're like the dog. He started doing this around 6 months. How old is the dog? 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when were you gonna? We should have nipped this in the bud. It's first of all at 8 weeks, not all in 6 months. You know, a lot of these things are happening from puppyhood, but
I think a lot of times people just don't.
No, they just get a dog because I'm gonna get a dog. It looks good. I like dogs. A lot of wind up. This place is windy, this ranch. Let me tell you. Like, there's certain times I'm like, is this whole house going to take off, by the way?
The way he says it, though.
Right? It's wind. I'm like sitting here watching and I hear that. I'm like, is this roof coming out or what?
It even makes it tricky for me to fly the drone and all that.
I know.
Like
it gets crazy with wind. And then Charlie, I said that he goes, this house moves. This is the guy we bought the house from.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this house makes some noises. And I'm like, what the hell are you trying to say here, dude? Like,
it does.
Yeah. Really does.
Okay, what's this?
This video is almost the same.
So anyway, hold on. Sorry for that. I can't give you like, oh, you just have to do this, and this of technique. There's like way more that has to be known. But my biggest recommendation, go take that dog to a field and do long line work. And look at one of the videos we did on long line work. And just back and forth, back and forth. That's the stuff that, by the way, people, like, we have to remove our social media, Facebook, Amazon brain, which expects a result in 2 seconds. You just saw the paper.
What happened, Nico?
He's like, why is he looking outside? What's out there? We have to remove that side and understand that it takes time to work with a dog. How many people work with a dog and expect the dog to just do it right in the first thing? Sometimes I work with a dog for 1 hour before they understand even an idea of what the hell I'm asking them with pressure on the leash. Or I saw a video of a guy who was working with a dog that other trainers couldn't get to play. He was just trying to get the dog, a very shut down dog. And I don't know if he understands why he's doing it, but he's like, this dog just needs time. So that's not what the dog just needs. It needs like a certain energy with that person.
It needs more than that.
Determination,
maybe he just meant like
a certain softness, and all those kind of things. But he's taking the time to do it, right? And you'll see in the beginning of the video for the first like 5 minutes, the dog's like not engaged in anything, and then by the end, the dog gets a little bit playful, and a little bit more playful, and he goes and chases the ball and gets the ball once, and then he ends it there. So I'm like, that was really, really good how that guy just did that. Do I think he understands exactly what was going on there and can explain it all? This is the hardest part for a lot of trainers to do, is explain the energy and feeling. How are you feeling right now? How are you? A lot of trainers have understood how they should be with a dog to be with it, like when they're the ones who are good with dogs, but they put that like, oh yeah, be calm and confident. But anyway, so the tool and the thing and the breed and all that stuff. No. That matters, yes, but how are you going into this? Are you gonna follow through and stay there for 1 hour until this dog finally plays a little bit? Or are you gonna do it it's just the determination of it, and people like that's another area that I'm so grateful for them, because they're like, I'm not just gonna give it to you. Yeah. You can't just have social media followers and I'll follow you. I don't care how much money. I'm not following that shit. You're gonna spend 2 minutes with me outside and you think I'm gonna like loyally follow you?
Nope.
Fuck you. I'm not doing it. And so people, how come he pays attention to you and he's looking at you and this and that? Because I give him time.
Yeah.
I spend time with him. I'm fair with him. I provide rules, boundaries, limitations for him. I provide play for him. That's why they look. They're not going to look because, look, Nico, check out the Chase account. Look what we have. We just sold some. He's like, look, that's exactly what he did.
He's like, I don't give a shit.
Thing. I don't care. Look, Nico, we just hit 40,000. He's like, 40,000 what? Of what? Throw the ball 40,000 times for me. I don't care about that shit. You know, like... But that's the truth of it, and we expect them to listen like humans would just listen because of that dumb shit, right? And humans are the only species that follows an unstable leader. Mm-hmm. I won't say anything because you can say when people say, "Oh yeah, you're talking about Biden now." I'm like, no, I said that shit during Trump. I said it during Caesar said it through all of them. That's what it is. It's truth. Because why? What? Think about it. Why would someone follow an unstable leader? Why do you think? Why would they follow?
Why would they follow? Because that's what they were told to do. That's what's comfortable.
Or it gives them money, or it gives them fame, or it gives them power. So I'll listen because I need to make money to support my thing. So even though you're a crazy boss who's like treats me like shit, who like makes like these like sexual comments and does this weird shit, I'll still stay here because I need the money. You know, so they're chasing money, so they'll listen to an unstable leader. But if you bring a dog to that unstable person, ain't gonna follow. Mark my words. There's a lot of like, look, I mean, the president's dog just bit twice. That's the leader of the free world, supposedly, and the dog is biting. Obama, when he had the dog, there's the famous photo of the dog dragging him across the lawn.
Yes.
So, and I'm not saying it about those people. Trump didn't even have a fucking dog. He should have had a dog, by the way, Donald. We'll get you one if you ever go back. Like, it's like
first name basis.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, but like, why wouldn't you have a dog there? You know, and whatever.
Because he didn't want to get an unstable one.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
just to have one.
Maybe he was aware.
And he was aware that he didn't have the time to take care of the dog.
Hire me. I'll go there and be the personal dog handler. I wouldn't have done that, but I would have.
No, you don't have time.
No. But it's true though. I mean, like, look, you see it in our clients, and we're not going to say I'll never name names, of course, but I go through many places of the rich and famous, and the dogs have zero respect for the people, because in the world, when I'm looking and I'm seeing like this person, the way they're talking to their assistants, the way they treat them, their behavior of erratic and yelling and drama. Not all, but some. Behaving that way, the assistants are making money from that person. So, yeah, it's okay, huh? And then they just rotate the assistants over and over again kind of thing. Right. But, yeah, they're listening because of who they are. They were on a TV show. They own a company. They're in a movie. They have 4 million followers. Whatever it is, they're listening because of that, not because they respect that human being. If you took money into the equation, people wouldn't listen to them. If you took the money, power, fame out, they're not going to listen. That's why they don't, because they don't care about it.
Yeah.
Like I have to explain to people. They go, well, he's behaving this way because, you're here and the dog.
Oh,
this
that's a
dog
big
doesn't
one that
follow
everyone
me on
says.
Instagram. He doesn't know anything about it. He knows my energy right now. That's what he knows. He doesn't know that I know the dog whisperer, He doesn't know anything about it. They know who you are right in that moment, which makes them great. All right, what's next?
This is a similar video.
Okay.
Okay, here is 3 different times where I filmed Sadie walking. Her walking is very inconsistent. In the mornings when it's dark and first thing, like 6 a.m., it's almost impossible to get her to walk. Other times she's generally okay. Sniffs a lot and walks slow. If we are walking with someone else, she's pretty good and walks very fast. How I hold the leash in the video isn't generally how I hold it. I have her on a short leash, but it was hard to do this and film. Thank you for your assistance.
So Amber, this is going to be similar response to what Steve just said.
Let's see.
With the last video. So we'll
I know
just,
I see a glowing.
the video's a little dark.
I see a
for
glow
me
in the
to
dark
see,
leash and
but-
collar here.
yeah, that's
Sadie, come.
about the most you're going to see here. Sorry, let me just get this thing going.
Sadie, come. Come.
Okay.
Come on. Sadie, come on.
I know. That's what I'm thinking too.
Come on.
All right, well, you can stop it there for a second.
Come on.
I don't know if you can, or you can play whatever. But there, I counted 4, and then kind of 5 times that she's saying "Sadie, come on," and the dog's sitting there like this.
Yeah. We don't really have to watch the whole thing. That's your explanation on that part is
Yeah. So for me, and this is a very common one that people do, is they talk in their native language to the dog of saying, "Do this thing," and the dog's like, "I don't know what that means." So she's saying "Sadie, come on." So what this dog's gonna learn is "Sadie, come on" means just sit here and resist human. So what I would be doing there instead is zip it up a little bit for a second, and it's very hard for a lot of people. And I would start
Including
using
yourself.
pressure. I would slowly start.
what'd you say?
Well,
Wait, what was that?
Said including yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly.
under the breath.
Is start to slowly increase pressure. But what she's doing some pressure releasing, some pressure
Yeah.
releasing.
Yeah.
She's moving a little bit. She's talking. So the dog's like, I'm just not moving. You don't have what it takes. You're hesitating human. You're talking to me in this very soft voice, which shows that you're a little feeling sorry for me. You're asking me to come. For me right there, I would just be like, slowly start increasing the pressure on the leash, and the dog's going to be like this and resisting. And then he's going to move forward. And then the moment he moves forward, I'm going to release the pressure. And then I'm going to do that a few times until I can unlock the dog. And then once the dog, I do that, slowly increase, and the dog moves forward and starts walking. Sadie, come on. While she's coming on. You know what I mean? So what are you saying to them? A lot of times the dog's on the couch, and the people are saying, off. Get off that
Right.
couch. Off. Get off the couch. How dare you be on the couch? Da, 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 da.
So then
The dog
off
just
means
okay,
be
so
on the
off,
couch.
How dare you be on the couch? And then all means just sit on the couch and tell you to go F off.
Yeah.
You know? So instead, that would be put the leash on the dog, start guiding them off with the pressure. They're going to resist. And then when they go off and they commit, you let go of the pressure and you say off as they're coming off the thing. That's a very big, it's associations. Like dogs are about associations. They react to things. They don't really think about it. They're not like, let me see, last week when Jamie let me be on the couch. And they just go by association. Couch is what I'm allowed to be on. So it's important to it's going to be, I'm assuming most of the videos like this. Is that
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
exactly.
a lot of negotiation too. So to me, there's a fine line between having finesse with a dog and making it happen, right? And not allowing the dog to hesitate and protest and practice resisting too. So if I feel like the dog is I'm really going to get into this thing, I'll just get him a little bit up past that part, move forward, and then I release the pressure. If they're I'm thinking about going, I'm really thinking about doing it and coming your way, then I'm going to give just a little bit of pressure. And then as soon as they come, yeah, it's a good girl. And by the way, give some good girl when she actually commits after that. If she starts to go, so you're doing this. And then when you start feeling her unlocked, then bring the verbal, because whatever you're saying into a stress state that's what the dog is going to be. You're related to that stress state.
I think that's where people get confused.
Yeah, I
they
saw
don't know
one-
exactly when to use their words.
Yeah, Caesar's clips always pop up on my thing, and there was one with him and Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And which was hilarious, by the way. But Seinfeld's wife, he said, all right, so he had a little like nervous dots in, similar to this, like I'm not moving, I'm not going away. So Caesar's literally on the floor saying, all I want this dog to do is just take a couple steps towards me, right? So Caesar's doing like beautiful leash pressure, like a little bit, and then she's doing a little bit, and the dog moved like one step, and then he releases the pressure, and she runs. The wife comes and right away starts petting, and while the dog is nervous, and Caesar goes, okay, but you're giving affection, and you're nurturing a insecure mind right now, and she's like, oh, I can't believe I'm doing that, but you're a human and you just didn't understand it. That's why. So for someone like me or Caesar seeing that, we're like, don't do that because we've been doing it, right? But to most humans, the dog is nervous. Nurture them, console them, make them feel like. But what they don't understand is in dog world, you're saying, I agree with this. Yes, we want this.
Honestly,
state more.
it's the same. It's the same in human and dog.
Well, I think it goes back to like women. I personally think that women obviously nurture more than men because it's just more of
it's more of an instinctual thing. Correct. Yeah.
So it's harder for us to not.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
that.
That's another thing too that I talk a lot about with the clients too. That I'm going to take a wild guess that most aren't talking about of like. When there's the female there, when I can tell that they're in their feminine because they're thinking about is this dog okay and that thing. I mean, well, the dog's totally fine, but I'm like, all right, so you're going through this. I can't just let that slide because then like I'm not understanding how the person's feeling during the session. So I'll say, so how are you feeling right now? And I say, by the way, has anyone ever asked you that? And they're like, no. Any trainers at least. So how are you feeling? I'm feeling like I'm just worried I might hurt her or this and that. Then I get into, okay, so let me explain why you're feeling that way. Because they don't even understand why they're feeling that way. Like, look, and then I start talking about the nurturing, emotional protection instinct and all that stuff when you're in your feminine. And they're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, so it's a great quality that you have there and it's normal. Just know that for this animal in this moment, it's not good. We don't want to bring it here. When he comes and starts moving forward, then you can go to that nurturing shit and all that stuff. When he finally commits and says, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make that step forward and commit. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone and walk. Good girl. That's my girl. Bring it then. Bring it in the right moment. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying do it in the right moments. There's a right moment to be disciplined. There's a right moment to be soft and let them in your space. There's a right moment to send them back. There's, it depends on the moment, in the context. That's what, God, this dog training world is like just has removed context out of everything. And they're just like, positive training is this. Your prong collar does this. You always should bring food. It's like, what dog?
It's a one size
what
fits
human?
all.
What person?
Approach.
What environment? What's the dog been through? What's been tried? Like, can we dig a little deeper? Can we put some work in and try to figure out the real thing?
Go.
But just thinking everything is just treats. Pop them on the collar, shut them down. Everything's gonna be fine. No, it's way deeper than that shit.
That's easier.
And it can. And by the way, it changes by the moment by moment basis. I might try something. This is not working. We got to change to something else. What else? Is there more shit? So that's that. That's another long line video I would be doing.
Long line.
Less talking. Putting when you're gonna do that pressure and release thing. It's not pressure release because if you're going, come on, you're doing pressure release, pressure release. All while the dog's there. So he thinks or she thinks when you put pressure on me, I just resist. You put it on, take it off. Put it on, take it off. I'm still gonna stay here. So you're being defeated as far as the dog is concerned. Defeated in who's gonna lead this walk.
Right.
Because look, there's two mammals connected by a rope. It's really what's happening there, and one's gonna lead the other. So who's leading who? Next. Is there anything else?
That's it. No, I'm just kidding. There's more.
That could be it.
I don't think I've ever heard that. Like, hey guys, is there anything else that's going on today? And I've never heard like, oh, that's it for today. It's like actually, there's 16 other things that you have to do. I'm like, oh, good thing I asked.
Sometimes we say that. I'm like, but it's okay. We can do it tomorrow.
Oh shit.
Birthday
Yeah,
boy.
this was good. This was on the ATV. So this was Nico's first experience with the quad. Well, this exact moment wasn't, but this is the first time. Like the whole thing was the first. This is actually at the end.
This might get a little bit loud. Hopefully,
Yeah,
it's
put it on.
not too bad.
Oh yeah, perfect. So I'll explain what I'm doing here. So look, it's on. So hold on, stop it for a second. Can you stop it again? Okay, so he's been around like the snowblower already, so it makes a lot of noise. And I spent a lot of time with the snowblower because that fucking thing is loud. That snowblower, that big ass snowblower. So I spent a lot of time with him of conditioning him how to be around like that because a lot of the dogs he just gets into everything. A lot of the dogs like by the sound of, hence why we even have the quad there. But a lot of dogs by the sound of the motor it makes them fearful, or it can also Fearful is one thing, excited to move forward towards it and stuff, or a combination of that. So why we even have this quad here, it's not ours. It's actually a neighbor's. And up here, it's not hard to find a quad from somebody. Well, it actually was a little bit more
It was
challenging.
a little
No,
more
not too
challenging
bad.
than we thought.
But
Not too bad, yeah.
So the dog, you might have saw it in our stories. It was a brown pitty named Wilson, who in New York City in Central Park, he's like a super sweet little dog, pitty, like awesome guy. But when he sees like the side by side that they have there, like something like this, where they pick up
Like
the
the
garbage,
utility,
he fucking loses his mind and goes ballistic. We're gonna end up posting the whole video,
Yeah.
but yeah, he goes nuts. So we this was our third session. I was like, all right, we got to get something here. So we got it. He reacted, and then we actually finished that video with that dog, like I just had Nico sitting on the
it.
woman's lap doing the actual thing. It was so
That's
cool.
like
to
a-
see. She was
So
so happy. And
so
was he.
that one was rehab. This
Yeah.
is prevention. This is you're showing
Right,
Nico
intervention.
the
That
best.
was more intervention that had already gone wrong. This is now like to prevent things from going wrong and setting it up in a good way.
Right.
So what I did here, which we didn't get to see the beginning part, was when I turned it on. He didn't really care about it. Nico was just like, okay, what's this thing?
Right.
You know, but first I brought him by it without it. Smell this thing. Check this thing out. Put your paws on
Right.
it. And he's like, okay.
Which he is used to when we had all the
because we've done it from
tractors,
puppyhood
dump
for
trucks
everything.
and
For
yeah.
everything. Oh, there's the pile of rocks they're about to put in the dog park for the base.
Yeah.
Jump on those rocks. And he's like, okay. And so he just keeps getting. So he was fine about it. And I said, let me create. But when I go brown, which doesn't go on the snowblower like that, I was like, that could startle him. So I
Yeah.
was like, let me bring the toy and get him a little worked up about the toy and start associating with this thing. Brum, brum. That means the game's gonna go.
Right.
So you'll see me doing it here. Yeah. So I brought his rope toy tug thing that he fucking loves that thing. So I did one right there. Yeah, he doesn't know where we're going. You'll see me do it again by coming back. Come. The driver got beat the hell up this winter.
I know.
So now I'm playing a little tug. He got a little about it right there. You see, he got a little bit like, what the hell's that? Yeah. So I'm bringing. Yeah, you ready? Look, he's ready for that throw. Yeah. Yeah. So he's staring. By the way, can you see? Oh, you can't see him. He's literally staring at the speaker.
And he's turning his head.
That was you. Play. Dutch.
Look, he hears the noise.
That was fun, right? That was a good time, Nico.
And how awesome is this? Is right now I'm also doing training with him. Just so you guys know, I'm keeping him calm about the sound now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't just make him only excited about that. Or every time he sees a quad or the snowblower or like
Right,
a side
he'll be
by side, he's gonna
excited.
go nuts. So I want him to feel good about it, but I also don't want him to I want there to be a limit on it, on when, how long, how intense, all that shit. You know. So now he knows. Like right now, we're not doing that with that sound, even though he wants to. I know you want to.
Yeah, look at his face.
He's a handsome boy. So yeah, that's what was the first part of vroom, 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 throw it. So I'm like, okay, he's good with it at that point. So he was fine with it. Then the next becomes the movement. And I might look again. We always talk about context. So this is my dog. I know him like the back of my hand, and I know how he's going to react almost always. And he may surprise me in certain scenarios, but I knew he was going to be fine with that thing and be like, yeah, what are we going to do? We're going to ride this shit or what? You know? So I bring it out of him there. But do you have the part where we finished it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do this part first when we started to go with him maybe a little bit. This is fun as hell, by the way. This makes me realize we need to get a quad here.
Absolutely.
I know, that was my fear.
And Jimmy has quads, and she's holding out on us.
Yeah. He's having fun now. So look, so Nico's so used to, so Adam's riding the bike there, you can see, right? He's so used to running next to the bike. Yeah. He's like, wait, what?
He's
There's a quad
confused
there.
now. He's like, wait, what are we doing?
But Adam's with the bike, and he goes with Adam sometimes
Yeah.
on the bike too. So he's like,
We go for a ride with the quad.
yeah. So I'm also teaching him here too, because he comes like, oh, here comes Steve with the quad, and you'll see he gets next to it, but then he starts going a little bit in front of it.
He was doing okay here. It was towards the middle of this video
Yeah.
where he does that more.
He was getting a little bit in front of the quad and stuff, and I'm like, go, move. So I'm teaching him like you got to move out of the way of this quad, dude.
Right.
Or else you're gonna get run over.
So yeah, that's a little bit of that, and
Yeah.
I can move forward.
Yeah. Now you can just go to the. Yeah.
This part's pretty cool.
So why is he following Steve? That's a psychological leash there. I don't know. This guy's on this machine thing. I need to follow it. Look at that shit. Is that ranch life or what?
Completely.
I know.
Crash right into the Volvo. And sit there.
We used to do that with my dog growing up. He just used to chase it. Not chase it, but run alongside.
Well, he
with
probably
us.
was chasing it. I'm just
No, he
kidding.
wasn't. We would just go.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Dogs are like more
Driveway for that one.
natural when it comes down to like ranch stuff. Like they just go with it.
Like, this dude loves any of this shit.
Yeah, he
like,
loves
he's
it.
just outside, chase the quad, play with the bike, throw the ball. Like, just being out there. He just loves being out in the nature. I mean, that's really what it comes
You
down
actually
to.
said it right here. You said something about Ranch Watch.
Go ahead, Nico. Go ahead. Yeah.
So look, then,
Watch,
then
hold
for
on.
him, the
Hold
quad
on. What did you say?
ranch life shit. Sitting on my hillbilly quad and shit, throwing the thing around and everything. But look, so now the game's associated to this thing. Look. And look, I moved a little bit to see what his reaction. Look, he likes it.
Yeah.
Tearing
But,
up
I
the
mean-
grass.
No. He was not turning it up.
We're going hot.
He drops it. So then this is the part here where
Oh, yeah.
you put him onto it.
Can you pause it for 1 second? I know I'm killing you with this, but even that's a thing about how you put the dog down. So you guys can try this if you pick your dog up and you go to put them down. They start spinning and like going like this before you go put them down. Because that's something I worked on with him from puppyhood. To pick him up. Just wait calmly until your feet hit the ground, and then calmly walk off or jog off. It's fine.
Yeah, most dogs like scramble until they get down.
Yeah. But I want to see the end part, just so you can see the end part.
Only the end. I was just looking for the part where he rides it. It was at the beginning. You guys saw that. Anyway, we'll do
yeah.
the end.
Yeah. So now I'm still look. Come back here. Look. I'm pressing the gas to get the thing cranked up. Yeah. Because I want him to have one last good, really good experience about this thing.
Okay.
Nudge. Nudge. So I'm letting him know game's over now, but it was associated. He doesn't understand that this happened, but it's related to that thing went off.
This thing stopped making noise and moving and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So now this becomes associated with the fun experience.
So the game, the play was all associated with the quad. There's nothing fearful about it.
Right.
But a lot of dogs would be fearful
This
about
is where
it.
I
so
get
we gotta
nerdy.
deal with the fear first.
This is where I get nerdy on my little shots.
Yeah.
The Christmas tree lights.
I know. We got to
Yeah,
take
I
this
know.
Christmas
down.
lights, Christmas tree lights.
Yeah.
Christmas
We gotta
tree.
get those
Christmas
down.
tree lights.
That was fun, though. That was fun as hell.
It was so much
You did
fun.
really good, bro.
Yeah, it was a
He's like, yeah,
blast.
can we go do it again?
Yes. Jamie's gonna buy us one, and then we'll go do it.
Yeah.
Right, Jamie?
Yes.
You're gonna bring your. Can you bring your quad eventually over here?
No.
No, they're stuck. They're
too
stuck in
far.
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
No, we'll get one here, but that was fun as
Yeah.
hell. But just so you can see kind of how we associate things to a dog. So he's never seen a quad. That's how we did it. And in my mind, it's like there's not one thought of it being like, this might not go well, or
You thought he might get maybe a little
he might get unsure.
but
He might have a meltdown. I don't know. But whatever it is, we're going to work through that thing
Right.
and get to a good space. So that's like, again, what's the frequency you want to put out? Going back to Albert over there. Albert Einstein says,
Good old Al.
Yeah, create the frequency that you want, and then it's going to come. So, and that's what you'll be. So that's what I create. I created the frequency. This is going to be fun. So think about that for yourself when you're going for the walk, and let's just say your dog's been reactive or whatever. What's the frequency you're sending out? Fuck, I gotta go for a walk, or this is gonna not go well. Hope I don't see a dog. It's a fearful, like not good state to be in for a walk. I understand why people feel like that. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. If you don't know what to do and your dog's a mess, then that's a challenge. You need help, obviously, but get the help. I mean,
And that just
The
doesn't
amount that
apply
people-
just to dogs. That's your whole
my
life.
God, it's
If
everything.
you don't want to go somewhere, you're thinking something's going to be
Yeah.
bad, or
yeah. And the procrastination of like, it'll just get better. Like based on what? What's your data that you think that all of a sudden this is just going to get better? It's like all of a sudden they want to be an optimist. You know, like it'll eventually get better. But meanwhile, this walk sucks. It's the worst. I hate walking my
But
dog.
one day it
and
might get better.
Yeah, but I'm an optimist over here. No, you did that from the beginning. But also, look, and when we talk about dog psychology and dog training, some people say, yeah, dog psychology is where it's at. It's all about dog. Yes, but dog training also matters too. You have to understand how to work with that animal, how to use tools, how to use stuff. That's why I study a lot. Like now, like the psychology thing and energy, I'm like I know that thing like the back of my hand. But when it comes to like training techniques, tools, I look at the treat clicker trainers. I look at the e-collar trainers. I look at the obedience guys. I look at the canine guys. I look at all that stuff and I look at it with a like a blank slate almost. Like I just look at it. Let me see what's happening here. And I say, this was actually pretty good. Like I'll watch some hazard trainer. I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty good how she got like that. But she didn't engage the nose. If she just didn't engage the nose there, that would have been so much better, you know? Like,
But
or
now
this
you
canine,
can take that and use that and put your own spin on it.
like the clicker is a perfect example. I'm like, I see how they're doing the clicker. I'm like, well, what if they did the clicker with the nose in a little bit calmer state?
Right.
I wish they would have saw that. He goes a little whining, and I look at him, and he just goes. He's like, sorry, bro, I couldn't control myself.
He's a character.
Yeah, but that's that. I don't know. Good one. I think that was a good episode. Should we
Really
end it
good.
on that one?
Yeah.
How long?
Yeah.
120
Oh,
Oh, that's not bad.
average.
no, that's not bad.
Yeah. He's like, okay, can we go now?
Yeah, let's go do something outside,
Like, so
Nico.
now we're gonna go do something outside with
Let's
this,
go
this
enjoy the day.
indoors weird
Yeah.
like technology thing you humans
Yeah.
are doing. Yeah.
Thank you
Good
guys
reminder.
for another
Thank
good
you guys.
podcast.
Yeah, really good one. Feedback always important.
Yes.
I love hearing like what you like, don't like, the whole thing, what you want us to talk about. I can't believe we're 26 episodes in. That's crazy.
I know.
Good job, guys.
It's like a half
Way
a
to
year
be
of it.
consistent, guys.
Consistency.
Literally half a year of podcasts.
Yeah.
Good. So we'll keep it going, and we have the Pack Leader Experiences, which is coming. It's in the works. And
Oh, you're
we're
saying
gonna-
half a year because we have
26
26.
weeks.
Yeah.
We missed it for one. That was the Blizzard week.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Jeez. What did you do with the Blizzard? That was like torture that week. My arms were like done.
Oh, yeah.
Workout,
That was
the
a
hardest
bad one.
workout of all time.
But it's
With the
sunny now.
snowblower.
It's in the
Oh,
yeah.
60s.
I know.
Finally,
I know.
today.
That's probably only 59 degrees still.
Yeah, exactly. What is it, 59 right now? Please tell me it says 59, like right at the
Yeah.
end.
Please. Please.
Refresh.
No.
Jamie likes to crack jokes
63.
on.
Sorry.
Ooh, see?
60s.
But yeah, let us know what you want to see more of. And the Pack Leader Experience are going to be bringing people on, and we're going to be talking about how they got to become a pack leader and whatever they're doing and stuff. I'm super excited about that. It's just we have so much shit going on here that it's like if it's up to me or us, that thing happened like a year ago, but
I
it's
know.
just not totally realistic to do. Because you guys see this, and it's like hour 20, great, but with this preparation that goes into
Yes,
this,
there's
we
a
gotta
lot of
figure out what-
logistics for everything.
So this is
Even
like
stuff
a
that you guys don't see.
3-4 hour ordeal to do this thing.
Yeah.
That when even though it's an hour 20 on here, but then we're trying to figure out the time and adding in. We're trying. If you guys are, is there anybody in the world out there who wants to work with dogs? By the way, and who isn't focused on the money and thinking they're the greatest thing ever? Because we're looking for you.
Yeah, with just someone who has experience,
God.
open-minded.
The amount of shit, like the amount of people who talk the game of like I'm in it for like I get this thing from people like which is so interesting of they up front will tell you how it's all about like they just love dogs and I wouldn't even do it for money and and this and that and you're like great, so we're ready to hire you, and it's like, oh well, the money was when I expected. Okay, like.
Or
I thought it
need
wasn't
this,
about
this,
it.
and this, or I need
I
these
think that
days off,
listen,
or
I
need-
really think that people just don't understand what they really want to do in life, and they make quick decisions and just think of this is what it's going to be. And and in my opinion, not enough people. This is my biggest recommendation for all of you is to start playing the fucking long game in life and not playing the Amazon Facebook game in life, which is like I do this, I deserve this. I do this, this happens. I do this, I expect my results in this amount of time and this thing and that thing. Well, what if you said, where am I going to be in 10 years? If I put 10 years committed to one thing and really being good at... Let me ask you, what do you think? If someone said, like, I'm going to come and commit for the next 10 years and try to be the best dog trainer available here, you think they would get good?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Within a year, they would be amazing.
They were actually committed to it.
It would be in a year.
Without
Within
any
amazing.
of the other bullshit.
Because
like,
they would come in on extra time. They would be listening to everything that's being said. They would follow all the videos, doing all that stuff. But people talk a big game and don't actually back it up with the actual work.
right.
You know, and that's the biggest thing I keep saying. Like, people just don't want to put in the fucking work. you know?
That goes for everything.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you're ready to make like a thing, like we have been looking, and it's mind boggling to me how hard it's been to find people in the middle of a so-called pandemic. I don't know if it's actually a pandemic, but that's my conspiracy theory stuff. But no. But you know what I'm saying? In the middle of like the economy being shut down and
so many people,
millions of people on unemployment and all this kind of stuff, how it's like been literally like trying to find a needle in a haystack of find somebody who wants to make a career working with dogs, is willing to make the commitment and the sacrifices to do it, whether that be in any of the aspects, groomers and handlers, people in the office, salespeople, whatever it is. Oh, there's a million things here. People are like, well, how do I, like, what do you have available? What can you do? Because we'll find something for you if you're actually that. So if you're interested in joining our teams, I'm about having a smaller team of people who are ready to win in life and win with the dogs, and because I know what's ahead in this mission of like what's it going to take to like really change the world. I'm not interested in the part-timers. I'm not anymore. I used to be, and I made a decision. I let go of some people who were part-timers and stuff like that. Some who were not really doing anything wrong. I was just like, I'm looking for the committed people. I can't have people like dipping in and then running off and doing whatever else later. You know, I need people who are ready to do this shit. We need committed people who are ready. And right now it's a situation where, because we're investing so much money back into the business, we're creating the machine that's going to make everybody more money down the road. And I understand money's a part of it, but I've always been, when I changed my mentality to I'm going to focus on what I want to do in life and enjoy every day and focus on the growth and the mission and all that, the money started coming. Mm-hmm. It starts coming quick, you know? But when you're so focused on going to the money, then it's like you make not the most smart decisions. I'll work this shitty. I mean, listen, some of the things that people have said here who have interviewed about their current jobs and their current things,
and how unhappy,
and then they go right back to work the next day because the pay's not good enough here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, then go back to living. So I'd rather be miserable and have a few more dollars in my bank account than be happy as hell and then long term make more money. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden they choose to live in the moment.
It's true, though. It's all about perspective.
Yeah, I live in the moment now because I want the money now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you choose to live in the moment, but then the rest of your life, I'm so depressed about my past. What's going to happen in the future? And anxious. And all that. It's like, so they pick their moments. So again, people, if you're looking to join, send us a message. Go to www.packleaderdogs.com/contact.
Yes.
No, wrong. www.packleaderdogs.com/careers.
Yes.
Or career.
That's the right one.
All right.
Jamie said yes, though.
No,
yes to three
I
separate
know.
things.
Honestly,
so which one is it? Yes or no?
Contact us anywhere.
Yeah.
That was my point. You can go to the website and
She's
contact us.
She's like,
no,
yep.
And what I'm going to
And he's like, no.
Yeah, and I've been so
Jimmy's
busy.
like, yes.
The thing is I've been so, what a better time than now, too, because I've been so busy, like, with all the, I mean, first of all, making this business survive through coronavirus is number one, right? And the finances and all this kind of stuff and navigating all that crap. On top of, like, doing the sessions, on top of the board and trains, on top of the media, on top of all these things, but organizing my schedule, and I've made the commitment to the team that I'm going to start spending way more time with training the staff and getting them even better. Like everyone here, it can handle a dog. They're like, I would trust basically every person in this company right now to do a training session from the people who just handle. Mm-hmm. I would actually trust. But yeah, with me spending more time, I'm going to make sure that everyone's really, really good here. Because I said, like, I'm not interested in Steve being the best dog guy around. I'm not interested in that shit. I'm interested in our team being a team that's elite team of people. That's it. That are high performers. I want high performers here. I don't want, well, and it's hard. I understand. So get the fuck out of here. And let's find people who are okay with it being hard. Because then when you commit to it and say, well, it's going to be hard. Well, show me the rich people who said it wasn't hard to become rich, let's say, and define rich. That thing you just showed me before, Bob Marley.
Yes.
What does it mean to be rich?
Right.
So look,
is it how much
what's
money
rich?
you have in your bank account?
Yeah, because he said it's not about the bank
Is it
account.
your health? Is it?
Because I live a full life and I feel rich.
Do you have that handy? That video I saw it a long time ago, and he actually has like almost like a interview documentary type of thing, and that's where that comes from.
Great.
Bob Marley was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And the music that he puts out, it was amazing. But yeah, like what is it to be rich?
Amazing it puts out, and by the way, is actually frequencies that are good for dogs. They've done studies on this.
Oh yeah.
So healing frequencies are great.
Healing frequencies, music
out of
frequencies.
all the what do you call them? Like the styles of music, I guess, or like jazz and rap. And
Yeah, genre.
The reggaeton or reggae, his type of music has been proven to like settle dogs.
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
Like the rhythm of it.
Absolutely. It's all tone. It's all frequency.
It's like the beats and shit and all that.
It's feel good.
That was like when the Snapchat one. Hey, now we should do one day of just me showing the Snapchats on here so people can see my
Oh my
ridiculous
God, I literally
humor
die
side.
every time.
You're going to play it into your mic when you're ready for that.
Money. I mean, how much is a lot of money to you?
Great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Have you made, say, millions of dollars? No. Are you a rich man? What do you mean rich? What do you mean? You have
What do you mean rich?
possessions, a lot of money in the bank. Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life, forever.
My richness is life. Forever.
I would rather be rich with experiences and
Yeah.
memories. And,
Hell yeah.
And love and people.
Listen, the only reason for me with the money thing is we need it to build shit here.
We know
Well,
we
yes,
need money.
to-
Don't get it wrong. We
Oh,
need
we
money.
do. We
but-
can't-
No, we
yeah.
need money.
Yeah.
You need money to be because that's just what happens to be the unit that is traded now at times to
Correct.
like trade goods and shit. So we need to get some so we can build fucking dog parks and pools and all that kind of stuff. I'm not interested in like getting like the brand new Rolls Royce. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe someday I will have one, but like you know what I'm saying? I'm not really interested. That's not what my focus is. Is let's do this so we can buy rich material things because I got a nice truck eventually, and that was cool for about a week, and I still loved it. It's still fun to drive and stuff, but it's like it wears off in a second, and then your
Yeah.
dopamine goes down,
Then
and you're
you
like,
need the
wow,
next-
what's next?
the next hit.
I spent all this money for this thing, and now what's the next thing?
Mm-hmm.
But what felt, if someone was honestly held me with a gun to my head and said, what felt better? The first time you drove your new truck or when you got it with this like crazy dog and the humans were so satisfied and they were happy and it changed their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it's not even fucking close. Trade that car in. I'll get those experiences all day long. But
Your
yeah.
investment into the ranch has created the opportunity to have rich experiences for everybody that comes here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Is like you have to get the money so people can have these experiences. You don't have to. Don't get me wrong. Like you can do it in different ways. But for what we want
Right.
to do and the people we want to bring here and do, like say, hey guys, let's take you on a trail, like on a walk through just like trees everywhere. It's like not. How are you going to do that? I want to make this environment an amazing place for people to come and how we can really help dogs. People is the real thing, by the way. That's the big secret. I'll let you get the cat out of the bag. The real secret in this whole dog thing is I'm trying to make this world a better place for people through the dogs because the dogs know what to do.
Right.
They know. They know how to be balanced. They know what life's all about. They know the purpose. They're happy. Like Nico's happy here just being with us, laying on a bed
Right in this moment.
and thinking about going outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
That's
going
it.
to say that.
Like just think like for him, are we just going to go outside? That's how simple life is for him.
Mm-hmm.
And what, you're going to throw that ball for me and we're going to have fun and play? Something people really need to realize too about play and life too and how it affects our bodies and everything because play is joy.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
You
you, need
know?
to have it. You need to have a balance of
You have to
everything.
play. It's like it's balance, right? So not letting it get out of control, but that's a big part of that. I'm going to start talking more of how I use play to build my relationship with
Yeah.
dogs because I don't talk enough about that. Like
Honestly,
No.
that was a big one for me to learn too.
Yeah, I
that we
use
have to
it.
celebrate with the dogs and
Playing.
They want to work for you, but why do they want to work for you?
Yeah, and
Because
how
you're able
it's
to
like
have those
yeah,
fun experiences.
A lot of
too.
times people will see me playing with Nico and they're like, "Wow, look at that relationship! Like that's master and like his like thing." I'm like, "No, that like this is a partnership right now, me and him. We're not competing for this ball. We're not doing this. We're having a fun game. We're just having a good time, both of us." Is there some rules to it? If you're asking, well, who's gonna lead? Who's leading it? I am the game, but we're working together in that thing. It's not just me do this and get that ball. He's having the greatest time of his life, by the way. You know. So that's what it's really about for me. It's they're the ones who are going to get us to the people. Because, well, Steve, how do you know it's going to work? I can go in front of the mirror and show you because it worked for me. I was a
Worked for a
mess,
lot of
and through them, not by really even like being like, okay, today I'm going to work on patience. No, I was forced myself. I had to go work on patience because that was the only way I could get results and make a living. Was getting the results with the dogs. So it's you know what I love too is like seeing this dude because sometimes you just see him, he's the only one here, and you're like he's really like a high energy shepherd. He's a little bit of a crazy guy at times. Look, he's standing here right now, whining a little bit, like I want to go outside. Down, complaining thing. But then when some of the clients bring their shepherd here, And you say, wow. So now I remember how things can go really, really
Yes.
wrong
Oh,
with,
yeah.
with a breed like this, you know? Like, it can become raging anxiety.
Well,
Meanwhile,
puts
we're
things
here and
into
he's like,
perspective.
why? And we're like, quiet. I'm like, shut up with that. Like, you don't even want to do that. I say, sorry, bro. But yeah, it's an amazing thing to see. When you do things right, what you can get, you know, and you put in the work. It's just like anything. This is a representation of life. I can't like emphasize this anymore. Put in the work to this thing, you're going to get great results. Put in the work with the right knowledge, obviously, and understanding of it. But it's the work that you got to put in. It's the time, the effort, the energy, the patience, the follow through. All those things matter so much in life. And they're teaching us of how to do it. Because how do I know I'm doing good? See how your dog is doing.
Right.
Because he'll tell you, or she'll tell you honestly how you're doing. Hey, Mom, you're a little anxious. How do you know? Have you seen me? You know what I mean? Like, it's not always that thing. Like, look, aggressive owner can create a fearful dog, shut down dog. So it's not like an aggressive owner is going to create an
Equals
aggressive dog, but it definitely can, for sure. You know, it's not some anxious is going to cause an anxious dog. It's likely that it will, but you'll also have a dog who has no respect and jumps all over the place, always moving, and you know, whatever. You guys get my point. He's staring at him. He wants the show to be over. Okay. Love you guys. If you're interested in working with us, definitely hit us up because we're looking. The two main. Let me just say what the two main things we're looking for is handlers who, if you want to become a dog trainer, that's available. If you want to become an agility trainer, that's available. You want to be the swimming trainer, that's available. You want to be the bike ride person, that's available. You want to be the quad ride person, that's available. But we need handlers for the dogs. We need people who. I'm looking for people with some experience, but sometimes that comes like it's a catch-22 because they're like, oh, look at all the experience I have. I'm like, yeah, we need to like get rid of all that shit.
Yes. I mean, but I would like for them to have some experience.
Some experience of being around dogs and working with them because like most.
Not just like I like dogs.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I like pizza, but I'm not in a pizzeria making
You're not.
pizzas all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we want somebody for that. So that's the one position, and we're looking for somebody. You can call it sales, but I don't even call it really sales because most of the people who are calling here are ready to sign up.
Yes.
So it's more of like scheduling and like taking the calls, explaining the services, that kind of thing. We're looking for that stuff too. Mm-hmm. So those are the two most, it's like basically administrative. And we do a lot of different things. There's so much opportunity. That's what I'm saying. You know what it is for me is I see the future. Like not that I'm like Doc from like Back to the Future, but I can visualize what it's going to be. Well, how do you trust that? Because I visualize this, and this is what's happening now. I visualize we're going to have a podcast. I visualize I'm going to have a shepherd at the ranch. So I visualize these things. I know it can happen, but in the future, to me, like knowing what's going to be happening here and like what we're doing here, how there isn't a line of people down the block trying to be like, how do I get in at the like the startup level of that thing, so I can go through the stratosphere with it.
Well,
it's like. It's hard for me to understand because I would, but then again, I was willing to, like I always say to the staff, I was willing to go sleep on floors and not get paid and get this information.
Yeah.
So coming from me, it's like, what? But I have to understand, like we always talk about, people are programmed in different ways. They learn different things from their parents.
I'm grateful that we don't have a line of people trying to sign up because
Why?
majority of them will be the wrong people. Mm-hmm. We're going to end up with the right people.
Yeah.
And where there can be more spread out.
Well, you
There's
know
not
what?
going to be as many.
People have kind of lined up. Right, but
people have, but then that's the thing
just
too
like-
is that
like-
some people are just not a good fit overall. Like, okay,
Right.
you may have experience, but you may not, mesh well with the team.
They have kind of been lining up, and it's been like lining up like through the Instagram and like all like that. Like, oh, do you have anything available? And it's like, yeah, like so. Do you want to come for an? Well, and then it's just all changed. So, like you're saying, it's like it's not the right people who are because or they would have been hired. Mm-hmm. There's been a ton of like people who reach out and I get the messages. Hey, I love it. But it's always like they say things of like, I want to come volunteer like once a week. I'm like, that's not real. How is that going to really help me?
No, it's not.
That's not to me a sacrifice. I'm going to come volunteer for a day. Okay. Good luck. Go to a shelter then. They'll help you there too. You can do it there. But we have so much going on here that I can't have someone just volunteer once a week. I need people. If you want to volunteer, come a bunch of days in a row and volunteer and you can learn. But that's also the thing, like volunteer to do what? To just go leave and do whatever. I'm happy to help people and teach and all that stuff, but I need help here now.
All right.
You know what I
people
mean?
who want to make the commitment.
So once I have this staffed properly and we're full with like our staff, then we can have other people come and learn and we can do shadow. The amount of people who ask about, can I do shadow with Steve? I just
know.
it's unethical for me to do that right now because they're willing to pay
don't
all this
have the
money,
time to
but I'm
do
like,
it.
again, it's not about the money right now. It's about like I don't want to like have you come pay all this money to shadow me, and I'm like, hey, I got to go deal with these emails. Sorry, this client, I got to go work at this thing. The dog is doing like, I don't have time for that shit right now. But in the future, when I have time, I'll do it. So anyway, long story short, we're looking for full-time people. We're looking for people who are committed, who have good energy, good vibrations and frequency. We want that growth mindset, who are willing to make sacrifices. And if you're not, I understand. I don't get pissed. Like when the people say like, hey, the money's just not there. In my mind, I'm saying dumb decision, but I understand you. I understand where you came from, right? Where you're coming from. And I don't hold it against anybody. I'm not mad at these people. That's their life and that's what they want to do. And that's what they're focused on. But I want the people who are like, I'm willing to look, we're not asking people to do like rookie hazing here, like in like college where it's like, we're going to torture you and then you can get something.
No.
But I also want people to prove it a little bit because you know why? Everyone here has proved it. So what I'm going to do is start bringing people on who don't have to prove it. That's not fair. I played sports my whole life and I believe in that shit of earning your thing. You know what I mean?
too.
And when I played baseball, I was like good at baseball. I still had to do that shit when I started. Do the hazing and all that kind of thing. And like, yeah, you're going to earn your thing on this team.
We don't do the hazing here, but...
No, we don't do hazing, but like we make people take a little less pay than maybe they deserve in the start. You know what I mean? We make them earn the position and prove it too. I don't want to hear I mean, I do want to see the resume, but that's not like, doesn't just give you the job and make you good. You know? It's like, how do you come here? Like, were you on time?
Right.
Like,
do you even show up?
Did you show up? Did you not? Like, is it when I'm talking to you during the interview? Are you like, if you're me, right, the camera, you're like talking, and I'm like talking to the person, and they're like, and
Or
like
on
looking
their
away.
phone.
Yeah, because look, that's the best that people are going to be is in an interview.
Yes.
So they show up late. Just this is more for the business owners out there. When someone's going to show up late, when they're showing you their best self on that interview, they're trying to get the job. You know what I mean? So. They're coming late. They're coming like not dressed properly. Like kind of like hey, like just out of it. That's the best you're gonna get. Trust me. That's just experience talking right there. So.
It's true.
So anyway, we're looking for people, and the two most biggest ones right now, and cleaning too. We need someone who wants to do some cleaning stuff that eventually wants to work with dogs. Could be.
Yeah.
Like hey Steve, I have no experience with dogs, but I do love cleaning. It makes me feel good. And Great. Would you be interested in working with dogs in the future? Not really. Great. Then we have a cleaning job for you. You could be head of cleaning.
Right.
Head of sanitation for a pack leader. You know what I mean? Or Natty Ranch. So there's a million opportunities out there. So let's see how hungry the Americans actually are to work. Because
That's why the Americans are not coming through right now. We're getting people
we get people from all other countries.
from Australia coming through. So.
it's kind of like a little bit sad as an American to see that happening.
Listen,
but
it is what it is. Like people are lazy here. They don't really want to work for it.
It's the problem with abundance. You know, back in the okay. Let me just say this last piece. This is an important one. I'm standing there. My last Wednesday, my grandmother passed. Oh, it wasn't last Wednesday, but my grandmother passed, and we did the funeral and all that stuff, right? And I'm looking at this thing. They made this whole collage of their life, right? And the bottom is like this boat called the Andrea Doria. You can look it up. It was a boat that went from Italy to the U.S. They came here, $0 in their pocket, but it was different times back then. People weren't complaining. They didn't complain about shit. Like, we have no money. They were like, we have an opportunity here.
Right.
This is a place that we can like make the best. We're going to work our ass off to make the most of our opportunity because we didn't have this opportunity in Italy. The problem is now people are born into this, and the hard work of them has now created this abundance now for all of us. And people are growing up now being like, oh my God, my phone's not working. How am I supposed to go on Snapchat? Like, and that's their problems, you know? So it's such a difference in what things are, but I saw that and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let that go. I'm going to honor my grandparents by behaving like they did. Even though I'm living in this abundance, world of the US, I'm going to go out. Nothing's given to me. I'm not entitled to anything. But a lot of the children are given so much now that they feel entitled to, and they're missing the authority figure in the home who says, hey, you have to be like this, that a lot of us have. And then they go up into the real world and they're why do I have to be on time?
Why do I have to work?
Why do I have to work? This is bullshit. I deserve this amount of money. Really? Based on what? Well, my mommy told me I should. It's the same thing with the dogs, by the way. You know, give me that food, human. Why? Because my mommy gives me food at home
Right.
whenever I beg for it. This is going on all over the world. That's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it. No, but it's true. So maybe as a country, we can be better and start realizing that this thing can slip right through our fucking hands if we allow it to. Because that's the way it's going to go. Because these other countries are working hard.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They're busting their ass. And you see, okay, seeing
Not
that...
to say that people here aren't working
No,
hard.
there's a lot of hard workers here. Don't get me wrong. But for the far majority, from what I see, I mean, listen, if I'm looking at data and I'm trying our hardest to hire somebody at a time where unemployment is through the damn roof in this country, there's something wrong. We have work available and no one wants it. This is not like hey, we need you to come here and clean our fucking toilets and that's it and pay you nothing. Like we have like a career. You can work with dogs the rest of your life and make good money doing it and enjoy and have fun with a team that's all growing.
That's what my attitude right now is, just like be patient for us. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling us
I
three
know.
here that are here right now, let's be patient, because if nobody's coming to and dying to work for us, then there's something
Or
going
people
on.
are coming, but
all
it's either
perspective.
not a good fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say for us, just be patient, and
Patience.
the right people are going to come.
Yeah, it's it. It's patience
sure.
and just
Because we're not. Hey, by the way, guys, just to clean this all up, we're not fucking desperate either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
We're
the other
really
thing too.
not desperate.
We're killing it. We're getting
Yeah.
shit done here, and like we're all working hard. And to be honest, like some of the staff is probably like, shh, don't say that shit because it's taking away our opportunities. Because they're like doing multiple jobs, different things, and creating a lot of value for themselves. Which is like when we start bringing in more people, the opportunities. Every person that comes in, the opportunity gets a little less.
Yeah, of course.
Of like what's available. You know, you can make your own opportunity. Don't get me wrong, but. Yeah, it's one of those ones that, like, God, it's just crazy to me. Like, just knowing, like, what it is here and what
Yeah,
people
but
could be doing.
Patience. That's
know.
one of the things that Steve and I both actually need to work on is
Yeah.
be patient, and we're going to attract the right opportunities, the right people.
Yeah.
So
in human
it's coming.
world.
Yeah.
For dogs, for me, patience
No,
is
you're
simple.
you're
as fuck.
super fucking patient. Yeah.
But when it comes to humans, Caesar says the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like dog world, animal world, and mastered that thing. But humans, that's my next thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and me and him have been talking about specifically females. Like
You're
is
gonna master
understanding
females.
that. Yeah, because I'm not a female, so it's hard for me to really truly understand how females are thinking. But you see me at all these sessions. I'm like, how are you feeling, and what does it make you feel? I'm really studying them and listening to what they're saying because every person's different, but they're giving me like, what is it that you're feeling like, you know? But anyway, we're looking for handlers, administrative, help with media, people to clean for sure. What else?
But
Drivers.
A driver.
Drivers for the adventure camp. By the way, the adventure camp's already fucking full.
Yeah.
So now we're like trying already to get another van kind of thing.
That's in the works. I know.
Everything. Yeah, so we're trying to get all that stuff done. But if you're interested in working with us, reach out. But don't waste our time. We don't want to waste your time.
Yes.
Be serious about it. And we got a lot of shit going on here.
And we're not desperate. And goodbye. Thank you
And
for
that's
the
about it.
podcast.
So we're not thirsty.
We're not thirsty.
Oh, God.
That's
We're
the
not
biggest thing I
thirsty.
wanted to tell you is we're just not thirsty. For
We're not thirsty, no. But that's why we're willing to wait
To
for
wait.
the right thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Because we could have hired. How many people could have hired? So many
Yeah.
of these people.
No, we
Oh,
could
how
have
much do you want to
hired and
pay?
fired.
Like, yeah.
And we would have hired and fired. Correct. Yeah.
I was more sharing like how for me like it's like these people come and like are saying how they're like they say one thing about like how they're ready to do and take
Yes.
over and live their passion and da, 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 da. And it's all that and it's like, oh, but for that pay I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me remind you that it's just starting pay, people, and we're just starting at that thing. If you show me in the first month that, we can have a conversation in the first fucking month about your pay if you're that valuable.
Yeah.
So earn it. I'm giving you the opportunity to prove it right here. I don't want to do that. I want the security. I want the certainty of knowing that and I feel also that I'm entitled and deserve this. Okay. Good luck.
Because we've also done that in the past too, and given people what they wanted from the start. And
Big mistake.
They do not prove to
Ego
be
gets
worthy
the
of
ego.
that.
The ego gets huge.
Yes.
So anyway, that's our stuff here. As you
That's
can
our
see, this has
little
been a whole thing
rant.
about the thing. But yeah, I definitely want to get people in here and start this party. But we're willing to wait for the right people, as you said, for sure. So anyway, reach out to us, packleaderdogs.com/careers if you're interested in working for us. That's like the only salesy thing that I've ever done, like on this thing. Have you noticed that? I don't sell anything, but I'm just,
No.
but
But we
like,
need
I'm not
that.
even really selling that. I'm just saying, hey, there's an opportunity to come work and make money.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm not selling my leash. Eventually, maybe someday,
Well,
but
yes, that's another thing.
everyone asks about that. But sorry, guys, I'm not going to give you a leash that I don't think is ready
Yeah.
either. I'm going to make sure anything that we do or give and anything that we're going to do, like a leash and stuff like that, is going to be something that people really want. I'm not going to just be like, oh, let's just sell them shit. I want to do that.
No, that's
like,
been in the works for how long?
years.
Improving.
But it's like one of those things where you see what do you guys want, and we're going to give you more of that. We have some other little things that are happening too with the instructional videos and all the things we're going to be doing. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised with that shit. Pleasantly. I'm putting that on the record too because we've been like, I shouldn't say we, I'll say myself, have been like delaying on that. I've been busy with a million things, but yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of filming of like.
I honestly understand all of it. I understand the leashes. I understand the instructional videos because we would have put out a leash already.
Yeah.
We would have put out a bunch of instructional videos already. Yeah. And as we grow and as we develop, we would have redone everything.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So might as well take your time.
Yeah, we're not on the cash grab.
No, take your time and everything will come out the best that it can when it comes out.
Look, like
without
hardcore,
being a perfectionist.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
hardcore business
exactly,
people would be like,
exactly.
"You're dumb, dude. You got to sell. You got to do this." I'm like, "Yeah, but you see, what you're not understanding is you're focused on the money, bro. Whoever this person is talking to me, I'm more focused on like the whole mission. I'm focused on my legacy. I'm focused on the legacy of this company, Maddie's legacy, Nico's legacy, your guys' legacy. That's what I'm focused on. So if it means money I need to get there, then yeah, of course we need it. But I'm not focused on that shit. I'm focused on getting some so we can build it.
Right.
But I'm focused on the legacy because, like, guess what? Watching my grandmother pass away, I say, all right, well, life ends at some point for everyone. That's what one thing you want to be guaranteed: you'll die.
Yeah. You don't know when.
That was like the one that Gary said to Gary. What's one thing that you can say to inspire me to finally live my passion? Blah blah blah. He goes, "You're gonna die," and that's all he said. And the person was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna die." Mm-hmm. So what do you want to do? Go to the end of your life and say, "Look, I made some dollars," and that you can't take with you to the afterlife, by the way.
Yeah.
But did you? Oh, and did you live your passion? Did you do it?
No.
Well, no, but I had some dollars. Mm-hmm. Oh.
I had some stuff.
Yeah. Or Bob Marley, who claims like he was like, I didn't really have that much money, but I was happy as hell
Right.
my whole life, and he lived a shorter life. Look at Maddie, same shorter
Yeah.
life. You know, like
But she was happy.
that's right. So focus on that, people. I'm telling you, it's like it seems like so counterproductive. And I actually had a conversation with Adam today about this. I was saying like you have to understand the far minority of people out there are not going to be thinking this way.
No.
They're focused on the money. They're focused on getting famous. I mean, go on Instagram. I can go on my Explore thing, and you'll see a million girls in bikinis. You'll see the dudes who are doing fitness videos, boats and hoes, the money, the this. They're all focused on just attention. I just want attention. But just attention just for an outfit, and they get this idea that they're making a change or doing something in the world. And how many of those people you asked who are just showing their body? And what else do you... I would love to talk about that I am vegan. Oh, you're vegan too? That's nice. I would love to talk about like how much I love playing racquetball. I don't know, whatever the thing is. But why don't you? Well, because I wouldn't get the same number of likes and comments. Mm-hmm. So you're focused on that for your worth? Why don't you talk about what you really want to talk about and live and be happy, actually? Because they're equating people liking others, liking them and commenting that will make them feel like they should be happy. Because look at all my 5 million followers. I must be happy.
Well, I should be happy.
I meet
But
these
you're
people,
really
by the way.
not happy.
They're not. I'm not saying all, but there's many of them who are not happy.
Yes.
So that's something to really focus on. Don't look at these people like they got it all figured out, because I see them in behind the scenes, and some of them have some work to do on life, some instability and some things that it looks like they have the greatest life ever, and they don't. But that's why I say I want to post more shit of Nico. I don't care that I curse. I don't care that I slip up and I said, what did I say before?
What?
Or like I said retarded or something before,
yes,
or whatever.
you did.
That I'm not a bad person, so I'm okay to make slip ups and like make words that can offend people and make people feel the wrong way. But it's I'm gonna be myself, and I'm not proud of that shit happens, and I'm working on it. It is something that I'm working on the cursing thing. I'm trying, but it's part of my. I was raised in a way that was normal, you know. So
Yeah, so you have to put the work in.
and it's just who I am. So. We get all over the place. I could
We
talk
really
forever
do.
on this shit.
I know.
But that's my mind. Now you guys get a little look into my mind. But if you want me to like focus on one thing, hey, we need this dog to stop biting people. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm focused, you know? So I'm grateful for them.
You're
anyway,
not good at multitasking, but that's okay.
yeah, I can do one.
'Cause I
I could
am.
do like one thing for
Cassie
like
is.
8 seconds, and then next thing, and then next thing.
Yeah.
That's productive environment. Great episode, I thought.
Yes.
Careers, we talked about that. Dogs, we got some good information. Send us your videos, send us your comments, send us your feedback. Have an amazing day. Live life to the fullest. Focus on your passion. Maybe not so much the passion, but something you enjoy, something you like.
Yeah.
Something then, and then next episode, remind me to do the thing that I did when I figured out I was going to be a dog. It was basically I made like a little chart, and there's 4 boxes.
What did he
When you
say?
figured out you were going to be a dog.
That he was gonna be a dog.
A dog trainer. A dog
Interesting.
trainer.
Like, wait, what?
Dog
I
walker,
missed
actually.
something.
I didn't know that.
And I figured,
actually.
well, I am basically a dog. So, but when I was going to be a dog, when I was going to work with dogs, when I work with dogs, what I did to do that. So just remind me of that. It was like, it's basically the things that you're good at and the things you're passionate about or you like a lot, and finding those and then saying
And
in
what
there,
are.
what out of these things can I monetize, or what are these things that I could like provide a service or goods or something in the marketplace that would actually. So that's also being, you have to understand that side too, or and looking at projections of industries and all that kind of stuff. So I'll show you how I did that, because I think it's really important for. There's so many people out there who want to be a dog trainer. Don't want to work with dogs. Want to work with dogs. Well, move to New Jersey and come work with us. Yeah. We're here. We're ready. So don't give me that shit. Don't say that you want to be one and I don't know what to do. And like, how many times? If I only lived closer.
Yeah.
So check this out, people. Watch this. They have this thing called planes and cars and vans and moving trucks and all that shit, and rentals and houses in all states. They all have them. It's crazy.
This is where we start to play that music where it's like the talk out music.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I was
Like
going to say, we
like
say
on the
goodbye
outskirts.
thank you guys.
6 times
Yeah,
right
6
now.
times. Thank you guys.
Bye.
For a good podcast. Love
See
you.
you guys later.
Peace.
Love you. Stay calm and confident.
Bye, guys.
Bye.